There's nothing better than baseball on a beautiful Friday afternoon here at Legacy Field. Andrew Mild with Noel Ferry, as always, going to be calling the game for you guys today. And welcome into our misprint matchup preview, or serves as the Corndogs pregame show. And Noel, Corndogs have won 3 straight games. They're now 13-5, and they're undefeated at home. The chances of them possibly winning and going up, moving up to 4 into their first off day tomorrow. How big would it be for the Corndogs to win today's game and then go into the off day before the game on Sunday?
Well, it would be huge for a big reason. It finally feels like they're a well-oiled machine now. They're firing on all cylinders. Every aspect of the game is looking good. We saw a lot of lopsided scores early in the season, and that was things from one game the pitching would be really bad, but the hitting would be absolutely on fire. One game they would throw 10 strikeouts, and then, the bats would be completely dead. So finally, we're seeing some normal, good, all-around baseball. So if they can keep that figured out, then they're looking unstoppable.
And not only that, but the fielding has also been really good. There's a few games that when I went to where we were saying, how many times are they going to keep making the same errors in the field? But then after they clean that up, the Corndogs have, again, won 3 straight games, now 3 games above the South Lane Vikings in the Northern League standings. And Noel, arch nemesis, those boys in yellow over there, they're coming in the Legacy Field. Last time they were here, they were swept by the Corndogs. Corndogs beat them last night by a final score of 6-2. What has been the story between these two arch rivals early on?
Well, it seems like the home team always had the advantage to start off with. Corndogs able to come away with the victory away last night, which was huge for the series. And huge for just the confidence overall, not doing too well on the road as a team. But it was the first comeback victory for the Corndogs when they came back, scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 8th. That kind of set the tone that these matchups are going to be intense.
3 games out of the first 6 have been decided by 2 runs or less. As the only 2 losses the Corndogs have against the Oilmen were walk-off wins at Oil City. And our off-square brewing stat of the game, Noel, you hit it right on the head as we got into the show. 102 strikeouts in the last 10 games. And with Bryce Shaw taking the mound, he pitched really well against this team last time. He went 5 2/3, struck out 9. What does Shaw need to do to go into this game and replicate the type of performance that the Corndogs had last night, where they only allowed 4 hits?
A lot of time you tell athletes, stick to what you're good at. But I think that the memo for Shawm tonight needs to be, if it's not working, just throw strikes. Because when he commits to that breaking ball and he commits to his corner fastball so much, he digs himself into holes. He gets very frustrated, and it's difficult to come back for that. So I think if he just doesn't get into his own head, then he's set.
Our University of Chicago Medicine injury report, it is completely clear. It's a clean slate. The Corndogs is getting healthy. Danny Poplava was back again last night. And then, last night he went 2 for 3, scored a run, and he walked. So that's some good news for a guy who hasn't played baseball in almost a whole month.
Yeah, definitely. His batting average looks a little lopsided if you check point streak.
Yeah, he's currently batting at 600 on the year in just, I want to say, maybe 4 games. But it's good to have him back. He'll be back in the lineup again tonight at Legacy Field as the designated hitter. And if you guys have not been following our Facebook or Twitter, you're off to a big surprise tonight when the Corndogs take the field and we flip our camera after the end of this pregame show. Noel, Oilmen, Corndogs, sounds like it's going to be another great battle on hand tonight. Game 7 between these 2 squads.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's the end of our pregame show. And when we come back, we're going to have the national anthem. It'll be first pitch and Northern League baseball here on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network.
These are your Lake County Corndogs. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the pitcher's mound. Singing tonight's national anthem, Ilana Frisbee.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, and the rocket's red glare, the
And welcome back into the booth as Alana Crisby, as you heard, just saying the national anthem to Old Glory down the right field line. And they're always a way to start a good Corndogs game, though. But as we head into the game after the first pitch, let's look at the defensive alignment of the Lake County Corndogs, and then we'll give you the starting lineup of the Northwest Indiana Oilmen, who will be the visiting team in yellow. And instead of the boys in blue tonight, it's the boys in white. The Lake County Corndogs white uniforms have arrived, so those players now have 2 jerseys to choose from, and we don't have to worry about them coming in after not washing their jersey for a few weeks. But, hey, whatever is working. As some of them do it for superstition. And going in the outfield for the Corndogs, making his first start in left field, usually a left-handed pitcher, it's Jake Thomas playing in the corner outfield position. Jake Ferry will be to his left out in center field. And Hayden Matulik, who just joined the team today, he's from San Jose, California, and attends Purdue Northwest, will be in right field. On the infield for the Corndogs, Cal Correal will be at the hot corner, Tyler Schultz at short, Colin Small back up the middle with Schultz at second base, Doug Loden will play first base, and Carter Sakamoto will be behind the plate catching Bryce Shaw. And we talked about Bryce Shaw. He is dangerous when he's attacking the strike zone and forcing hitters to hit his pitch.
Yeah, I like his approach right off the bat, because if he's going to throw you a strike, he's going to try to throw you a strike that you can't hit. And that was the story of his first start here at Legacy Field. And we're still looking to see that exact dangerous Bryce Shaw here at Legacy Field again.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the pregame show, we went 5 2/3 innings where he didn't allow any runs, just 1 walk, and he struck out 8. But since then, Noel, he has issued 10 walks in his last 2 starts, as he'll come into this start with a 1-0 record and a 3.86 ERA, where he has gone 11 2/3 innings, allowed 10 hits, 8 runs, 5 of them were earned, 11 walks, but he has struck out 18 over 3 starts, so he's averaging around 6 strikeouts a start. And for the Oilmen, their lineup goes as this. It's Chris Baker batting leadoff. Kyle Jarnecki will be behind the plate batting second. Jack Zabig batting third. He's over at short today. Hodges bats cleanup out and left. Marshall batting fifth, playing second base. Cosenza is sixth at the hot corner. Horniman will be batting seventh as a designated hitter. Curcio is out and right, batting eighth. And rounding out the lineup is Nick Anderson. He will be playing first base. And here we go. Beautiful day at Legacy Field. Corndogs, after today, will get a day off finally. It'll be their first day off in 12 days. The first pitch is just up and away from Baker. The first pitch comes in at 6:58. Another early start for the Corndogs. Wouldn't want it any other way. Sun is setting right behind us, blinding everyone to the left side. And here comes Sham. And that one is high, and it's 2-0. Baker has been red hot against these Corndogs. He had a home run last night and a ground rule double. He is 9 for 25 against these Corndogs, a 360 average. Sham fires, and he misses it down low, 3-0. Not the way you want to start against Baker and the Oilmen. And then Baker is also, in those 9 hits, has hit 4 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. So not only is he hitting the ball, he's also hitting it hard against Lake County. Sham fires, and he gets a strike call. That's Kevin Dale behind the plate, and Andy Pappas down the first base line. Noel, it seems to be another beautiful day here at the ballpark. Actually, some slight breeze. The pitch is ball 4, as that one missed down and away from Baker, and he'll get on base on 5 pitches.
If you're Sham, don't get in your head yet. Don't panic. It's just one batter. Don't let it disrupt your rhythm too much.
Well, this is an Oilman team that's been struggling against the Corndogs in the first 6 games, as they just batted a 199 collective average against Lake County, where they have struck out 66 times and walked 25 times. That one is above the strike zone, and Zarnecki takes it for a ball. It's just Sham's missing, trying to find the release point. But he dealt against these Oilmen the last time. Have not seen Sham start a game for quite some time. He's set after looking over the runner at first. Baker's got a decent lead over there. Got to be careful. The pitch drops down low, and it didn't look like Sham was happy with that one. He was trying to figure out where that one was. Last time Sham pitched was against the Southland Vikings at home in the 13-6 win. He throw over the first base, and they did not get Baker. Andy Pappas calling that over from second base. He shifted over after the leadoff walk to start off today's game. And coincidentally, Jake Thomas backed him up, and Thomas is out in left field tonight. So still backing him up in a sense. 7 pitches from Shaw to start off his day. Another throw over the first base. Did they get him? They did not. It was close. That's Doug Lone over at first base today. And the Corndogs wearing these white uniforms for the first time. Oilmen wearing the yellow. They wore the black ones last night. Corndogs wearing blue, so complete change. This one's hit to the right side in the air. Going back is Loden. That's Colin Small over there battling with the sun, and he makes the play. Good play by Colin Small and some great communication by the Corndogs as there were 3 in the area by Matulik, Small, and Loden. And Small's the one that secures it, and there's the first out. But here comes Jack Zabig. He has one of the best averages on this team.
That was huge for the Corndogs there. They had gone 7 pitches without swinging at a single one of Schaum's pitches.
They're trying to be patient against Schaum today, trying to go deep into his pitch count. Another throw over by Schaum. And that's what head coach Adam Enright talked about, is that he wants the Oilmen to go deep into the counts of these starters and chase them out of the game and get to the relievers. And that's what the Corndogs did successfully the last time they faced against this team in that 3-game set. Baker is heading to second, and now there's going to be a pickle. Schaum flips it over to Schultz. Schultz going to run over and apply the tag. They pick him off.
Yeah, that's just great awareness by Schaum. He was very determined to get Baker out there at first. You could tell how persistent he was, and a couple times he even pointed over saying, I think we got him, and they finally did.
Yeah, right there. Baker was trying to take off at the same time Schaum was going to go home. And Jack Zabig has yet to see a pitch cross the plate. That'll go down as a 1-6 pickoff of Chris Baker for the second out in this inning. Breaking ball misses outside. And it's 1-0 to Zabig, who will be playing shortstop in the bottom of the first. Corndogs 13-5. The Oilmen 8-9 to start the season. And that is out 2-0. Yeah, it's been interesting how the standings have shaped up as we're getting close to 20 games on the year. There's a 3-way tie for third place between the Panthers, Oilmen, and Generals. There's the offering, and that's another miss. 3-0.
Yeah, Piers Dato's not having any of these corners here. It looks to be a pretty tight strike zone tonight.
May just have to try and go on the inside corner if that's the case. The pitch, that's a strike. That one, he did hit the corner for sure. And he buys himself a strike 3-1. You still got to be careful with Zabig. Zabig's a good hitter. Wind is blowing out to right field today. The 3-1 is fouled into the glove of Sakamoto. It's a 3-2 count. 13 pitches from Schaum to start off his day. And he's trying to get an inning where he faces the minimum. Zabig steps out. He steps back in. Schaum gathers his hands together. Goes into his windup. The 3-2. And that's ball 4. Just missed down low. He went back to the breaking ball. And it's not that Schaum is wild right now. He just is missing by maybe an inch or two, and Dato has just not been giving it to him so far. That might change as the game goes forward.
Definitely. And, you know, words are exchanged from various players and coaches as the game goes on, and that definitely has an influence on the strike zone throughout.
That's the good part, too, is about these Corndogs is they're a pretty disciplined team throughout the beginning of the season. And that's a good take by Hodges as they watch the ball go down low, 1-0. For the Corndogs, for the first about 10 games, they had more walks than they did strikeouts. That's changed through the past 7 ball games. There's the pitch, and that's a ball. Missed down and away. And right now, Dato and Schaum are just communicating, trying to figure out where that one missed. Sakamoto said that one was out. And from our angle, it looked like it was outside. Usually it's easier for us to tell on the outside corner than the inside corner, especially where Dato is positioned. Another check over the first base, and Zabig's in there safely.
Well, we've seen a total of 3 strikes be thrown by Schaum so far. All the rest balls, and can be frustrating, but...
Time is called by Hodges. It can be frustrating. You just can't let it get to you. Just control what you can control. Schaum had a start earlier this year. I want to say that was maybe Joliet he started against, and he wasn't really getting the calls either, and you can tell by his body language he was getting frustrated. Fouled straight back. It hit the fence, and no, that was almost your opportunity.
That was it. I honestly thought that one was the one. If it had been a centimeter higher, would have cleared the fence completely and potentially had just the right spin to come into this window. That would have made my day.
We've been talking about it all season long, and we almost had it. That one is inside as Hodges moves his back leg out of the way of the curveball. 3 balls and 1 strike to Hodges. Hodges got some good power. He steps out and he steps back in and clearing off some dirt. Good crowd on hand today as the whole left side has been packed by the Corndogs dugout. Good attendance in front of us. Runner on the move. The pitch is ball 4. It won't matter. Zabig will hold up at second base, and it's back-to-back walks for Bryce Shaw. He's already issued 3 walks in this inning. The same story goes for this right-hander. Now Sakamoto's going to talk to him.
That's exactly what Heisman was frustrated about. So many times in the post-game conferences we've had with him, he's made comments about the walks, saying, you can't win games with all these walks. We got lucky that we won this game with all these walks. So you can be sure that Heisman is not too happy about this start.
Yeah, Heisman, when he was a pitcher in the major leagues, he was a sinker-slider type pitcher. So that means that he really had to work the corners and locate well and not issue walks. That's how you get himself into trouble. So you know that he is a type of guy that wants his pitchers to have control and attack the hitters as much as they can. As Marshall steps up to the dish, and there's a strike. That one was right down the middle at the knees. Marshall was taken all the way there for good reason, too. 0-1. I bet Marshall had a red light, just the same color as his bat. His bat is all red, and he has the white tape on it. Looks like it's lizard skin. He has the white gloves to match it. 0-1. That's in the dirt, blocked by Sakamoto. Sakamoto looks back the runner at second base. 1-1 now. Sakamoto family is attending today's game. All the way from Arizona and Portland, Oregon. Got to talk to Sakamoto before the game about him being from Oregon. 1-1. Back up the middle. It's off of Schaum's leg. Schaum can't pick up the baseball, so Curriell's going to run in from third to pick it up. That will be a infield single for the Oilmen. The inning will continue, and now Schaum is just trying to walk off the pain that's going on his right leg.
Yeah, Schaum kind of had a split decision in his head of whether to try to field that or get out of the way of it, and he successfully blocked it with his leg, but immediately in a lot of pain. He didn't even try to go after that ball.
Yeah, I think if Schaum would have gotten out of the way of it, might have been a good chance that Tyler Schultz could have made the play at shortstop. But instead, the bases will be loaded for the Oilmen to start off today's game for Joe Cosenzo, who will now have to wait. And I'm going to assume here, Noel, that they're going to let Schaum throw a couple of warm-up pitches to Sakamoto just to make sure that that right leg is okay. It was hit pretty hard by Marshall. And you have to wonder if maybe the sun played a factor in that play, and that's why Schaum didn't see it right away. And that's why he couldn't move his leg in time. So a little bit of a ground ball hit hard at him, and the sun equals possibly a bruised shin by tonight.
Yeah, hopefully nothing more than that.
Well, after shaking off the pain in his right leg, Schaum has not just the pain to try and work around. He has to work around this bases-loaded 2-out situation that he's put himself into with a couple walks in that single from Marshall. Cosenza is the last man that's in the way of maybe a third out. Schaum throws the first pitch down low. 1-0. Oilman being patient here against Schaum. Schaum's up to 23 pitches to start off his day. Corndogs end this long stretch of games today. Get a nice relaxing Saturday off before playing on Father's Day. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. He went back to the breaking ball, got a big cut, and Cosenza missed it 1-1. It was early on that breaking ball.
Yeah, that was a good off-speed pitch there.
And a lot of confidence from Schaum to throw it in that count. Here comes the break-even pitch, and the swing and a miss one more time. It's 1-2. Cosenza just got a piece of it. It was fouled into the glove of Sakamoto, and Schaum is one strike away from giving his team some momentum and not put his team behind early. Might go back to the breaking ball after seeing a swing and a miss on it. He goes into his windup, shows the numbers, the pitch. And strike 3 call. He paints it on the outside corner right at the knees. Schaum was able to pick up a strikeout to end the inning and strand the bases loaded. Here we go again. Oilmen and Corndogs. Bottom of the first inning coming up. And we'll give you the Purdue Federal Credit Union starting lineup when we come back. It's no score, and you're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the first inning after a interesting start to the first and how we started today's game. Bases loaded, and Bryce Shaw got a big strikeout. And let's go through the Corndogs starting lineup. And Noel, the friendly reminder that every starting lineup for the Corndogs this season is brought to you by Purdue Federal Credit Union, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Cal Curiel will lead it off. He's up to the plate right now. Jake Ferry will bat second. Tyler Schultz, Doug Loden, and Poplava in hot order at 3, 4, 5. Pitch to Curiel from Ostrowski is a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. Hayden Matulik will bat sixth. Carter Sakamoto behind the plate, batting seventh. Thomas bats eighth, playing left field. And then Colin Small, who's been hitting really well in the 9-hole, will be there one more time tonight. He was a Macron player of the game 2 days ago. And that's a strike right down the middle. Curiel took it, 0-2. Curiel delivered last night. He still continues to live to the nickname, the Cardiac Kid, bestowed by our PA announcer, Tom Bilick, as we cannot take credit for that nickname, as he had a 2 RBI single late in the game to give the Corndogs a nice 3-run lead and really put that game away. 0-2, off the end of the bat to the right side. It's slicing out of play. Good approach by Curiel. And talked to him the other day about that. He said, I normally don't pull it because he goes, in college, these pitchers like to go outside with everything. The fastball, the breaking ball. He goes, I just had to simplify my approach and go with that pitch that direction. So that's why you'll see a lot of Curiel's hit to the right side, but he's not afraid to pull it. He was able to hit some home runs in batting practice yesterday. Baker, the center fielder, playing way to his right after that foul ball. 0-2. Back up the middle for a base hit. Won't matter where Baker is in center. Curiel saw a hanger and laced it right back up the middle. A great start of the day for the Corndogs offense. Curiel's on base.
Curiel, a consistent top of the rotation player now, and he has flourished up there. You know, we used to see him more near the bottom, and I think that he has definitely proven his worth as one of the better hitters on the Corndogs.
He's just always, it didn't matter where Justin Heisman put Curiel on the line, he's always found his way up to the plate when there was a big spot. He delivered numerous times. Pitch to Ferry is cut on and missed. Cal Curiel heading into this game with a .311 average. So that's going to go up after his hit in the center field. Jake Ferry batting at .255. He singled last night. Trying to improve the average right here. As he's still using a bat that he's had for over a year now. He said he had 2 of those Rawlings bats. One of them broke in the All-Star game when he was with the Oilmen at Oil City. And that's a foul ball off the arm of Kyle Zarnecki as he'll shake one off. The baseball seemed to be a little bit ruthless as it found Bryce Shaw's ankle, and now that time it found Zarnecki in one of the few areas where he's unprotected. He's actually looking at his left arm, his glove arm, and Kevin Dato's going to have a conversation with Jake Ostrowski. And Ostrowski is the starter today, where he has a 1-1 record and a 5 earned run average, where he has pitched 9 innings, allowed 13 hits, 6 runs, 5 were earned, walked 2, and struck out 10. In back-to-back starts, he struck out 5 and walked 1. So maybe by the end of the night, he'll have 3 walks and 15 strikeouts. We'll see. According to consistency, it would, but it's baseball. Nothing's ever consistent about this game. Ostrowski's got the long pause, 0-2, and Ferry swings and misses. He's down on strikes, 3 pitches, and Ferry's down, and there's Ostrowski's first strikeout. That's the first out for him on the ledger, and Tyler Schultz will now come up.
We've added a player from PNW, another one to the roster. We'll see him later on down the rotation, but that makes 4 now that we have, and they have delivered for us in huge ways.
Schultz delivered a few times against the Oilmen in that homestand to start off the Corndogs' history in Crown Point as a slider. Misses, is a misfire, 1-0. Schultz hit 2 doubles, and he was almost the first player to hit a home run at this field and the first Corndog to ever hit a home run, but it bounced off the left field wall and worked its way back in. And he hit a second double later in the game in that 9-run 8th inning. And that one's outside. Throw down this first is not in time as Curiel slides in head first. And with the Corndogs wearing white uniforms today, the jerseys are going to look a little bit dirtier than we're accustomed to, as they're no longer the boys in blue at home. But I do like the white on white.
It definitely goes for a more like professional look, something that you'd see from a major league team or any sort of professional league.
Yeah, and that's why Bryce Shaw, for those who follow our roster and keep updated with it, Shaw is usually number 5. Tonight he's number 25, as we're still looking for the missing number 5. So it's kind of like the Michael Jordan situation a few years ago. Curiel's on the move. Here comes a throw from Zarnecki. Curiel slides. He's safe. He slides underneath it. It's ball 3 to Tyler Schultz. So we'll see if Tyler Schultz takes one here or maybe tries to ambush Ostrowski.
Well, and you saw in the back, Jack Zabig throws his hands up in frustration after the called save. He thought he was out by a mile. From our angle, it appeared that Curiel was able to slide in with the right hand, and maybe before his head reached the bag, the tag came down, but it looked like Curiel was looking good.
3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Pitch right down the middle, strike 1. Schultz was taken all the way there, didn't take the bat off his shoulder. And we'll have a nice, funny story to tell you later, Noel, about Tyler Schultz. But we'll wait, as this is a big spot right here. 3-1, and if Schultz can get a hit, there's a good chance that Curiel, who has good speed at second, could score. Marshall's holding on Curiel over at second base as Marshall comes to the plate. Called strike 2. Schultz thought that was ball 4 as he turned, and he said, my bad to Dado. He didn't want to show up Dado. He thought that one had missed. But it's a full count as Ostrowski's worked his way back into the count. Doug Loden, who homered 2 times on Sunday, is on deck. We'll love to see him come up to the plate with 2 runners on and 1 out. We'll see what happens here on this payoff pitch. Ostrowski kicks his leg, fires, swing and a miss. Schultz is down on strikes. That's back-to-back Ks for Ostrowski, and there's 2 gone. It just seems like Schultz did not expect the fastball there. He was late.
Number 8, Doug Loden.
And here comes Doug Loden. Loden just stumbled upon this today looking at some of the stats in the Northern League. Actually leads the Northern League in home runs with 2. And if you were listening to our broadcast on Sunday, that's when he hit the 2 home runs. 1 game.
Yeah, wherever he goes, he likes to set home run records.
He told me today, too, that he was actually leading the league in home runs with the MCL Minutemen last year before his injury. Doug Loden hits one hard to the right side, but it's backhanded by Marshall at second. He flips over the first and retires Loden as Loden hit a screamer right to him. He was able to make the play as the Corndogs cannot score. The runner on second base will head to the second with no score. You're watching Corndogs Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Welcome back. And Athletico Athletico Physical Therapy is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We treat you, not just your injury. Visit athletico.com to book your appointment today. That's athletico.com. Bryce Shaw, after a shaky first inning, fires the first pitch, and he drops it in for a strike to Colin Horniman to start today's game. We'll start this second inning.
Well, that's got to feel great for Bryce, as that's exactly what he's been searching for to start off this game and what he's been searching for his past couple starts, it seems like.
Yeah, opponents don't really hit well against Bryce Shaw, so when he's throwing them out of the zone, he's actually doing them a favor. As they just stay patient up there, wait for them to miss in and out, down and up. But when Shaw's on the money, he's very dangerous. The pitch from Shaw, down in the dirt, blocked by Sakamoto, 2-1.
I'd like to welcome Jeff and Lisa Mild to today's game as they travel from Pennsylvania to see the Corndogs.
2-1's the count. No outs. Scoreless game thus far. As Shaw gets the sign he wants from Carter Sakamoto. Goes into the windup, and he fires. And it's a chopper right back in the middle. Schultz is going to have to charge it. He plays on a hop, throws it first. Doug Loden was able to come off the base. He fell off the base trying to stretch and catch that baseball. Thought maybe he was able to get it on, but now Andy Pappas and Kevin Dato are going to talk about it. And it didn't seem as though Pappas, who was usually confident in his calls, was confident in that one. And it looks like they're in agreement that Horniman laid out that that's going to be a tough one. That was an infield single or an error.
I would say, it was definitely a tough play by Schultz. He really had to come up for it.
I think an E6 would be the one. I think he did everything well, just a bad throw there. And Doug Loden was almost able to keep his foot on and get the out. And that's going to hit Curcio on the first pitch. And now Sham is going to tie his shoes after the pitch and just another free pass issued by Bryce Shaw. That's 3 walks and 1 hit by pitch thus far. And then you count the E6, which isn't his fault, but just not the best start of the day for the Corndogs. You have to really ask yourself, Noel, is the fatigue starting to set in for these Corndogs who had to play so many games? And all this week it's just been hot. Everything has been above 90 degrees and humid.
Definitely. I think that goes more for the infielders and outfielders than anyone else.
Well, the good news is after you hit a guy, I guess you can go to a breaking ball that appears it's going to hit the next guy, but then drop in for a strike, as it did there to Nick Anderson, who played last night against these Corndogs, and he went 0 for 4. He was the last player to be retired for the Corndog victory. Swing and a miss. Anderson swings over the top of the breaking ball, 0-2. So good start from Sham after he got the E6 and the hit by pitch. He might be able to get an out here, maybe induce a double play. As the top of the order is on deck, and Chris Baker, as we mentioned his numbers against the Corndogs, he is dangerous. Pitch. Fouled off one of the poles behind home plate. Nick Anderson battling. And it's not Aderson, as most of the time Anderson is spelled. It's Sen. So that's a little bit different. Anderson, open stance. Bat bouncing off his right shoulder. Played for Oilmen a few years ago. 0-2. Called strike 3. That is a beautiful pitch by Bryce Shaw, as it just tails its way to that outside corner and gets his second called third strike this evening.
And I like the composure and the comeback there from Sham. Your infielders make a shaky play, and then you hit the next guy on the first pitch. That definitely could throw you for a loop, but that's a good comeback there.
I think you talked about it one of the games this season. It's control what you can control. You even mentioned it really at the beginning of the pregame show today before we headed into our broadcast, as Baker takes one that misses, 1-0, as it squeezed out of the glove of Carter Sakamoto. 1 ball, no strikes. And for Sham right now, it feels like the strike zone may be a little bit too tight on him. The error, the hit by pitch. But he was able to get his way out of trouble in the first. He may have to do it one more time here in the second inning. Here's the pitch to Baker. And called strike 1. He's been able to locate that slider pretty well tonight, as he was able to backdoor Baker right there. Painted the black, 1-1. If you're not throwing a fastball for a strike, might as well throw breaking balls for strikes. Might be able to get some swings and misses and ground balls because of that. Baker likes to stand right on top of the plate. He's a left-handed hitter. He's a veteran in this league. Here's the 1-1. And that almost gets Baker past Sakamoto. And Sakamoto's going to have to pick up this baseball behind the backstop. And actually, no, they said it hit Baker. Baker didn't take off immediately, so we weren't sure. There's the second hit by pitch from Bryce Shaw in this inning. And one more time, the Oilmen load up the bases without getting a hit.
The free bases just have to stop if you want to win games. Now, it's not like last inning where you had 2 outs and you can, a pop-up ends the inning. You're going to need to manufacture some outs in other ways and hope that you can stop the Oilmen from scoring here.
Well, the corners are playing in, the middle infield playing back towards second base in case they get a double play ball. And the pitch from Sham will be a ball to Kyle Zarnecki, who popped out to Small down the right field line just an inning ago. A ball hit in the infield would be a infield fly in this situation. The 1-0 drops in for a strike. Good pitch by Sham, who likes to play a little bit dangerously, I guess. Kind of like Austin Powers. Maybe Bryce Sham's middle name is Dangerous. Bryce, Dangerous Sham, fires the 1-1. And it's off the end of the bat, out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I doubt it's danger. It's probably just something normal like James or Michael.
What's your middle name, Noel?
My middle name is Jordan, so, you might call me NJ when I'm on the court. Definitely.
NJ instead of MJ?
Yes, exactly.
Is it Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson? Pitch. As hit into right field. Going back is Matulik. He comes in now. He dives. He makes a play. He's going to have to throw it in. That'll go down as a sacrifice fly. The throw gets past the middle infielders to Cal Curiel at third. That goes down as a sac fly for the Oilmen. They got on the board first, but Hayden Matulik made a phenomenal play as he went back, lost it, came back, dove Superman style, and made the play. And you hear the Superman music, and it's well warranted.
Well, I almost feel bad for Matulik out there. You can see him adjusting his hat. It almost looked like as he landed, his head smacked the ground. And with the sun, with that ball being hit way up into the air, he just completely lost it and had to make one of the better plays in the outfield we've seen as of late.
There's a strike to Zabig. It was right down the middle. Zabig was taking. It was interesting to see what happened there. Maybe because the ball wasn't hit all too well, that Matulik thought it was going to carry because of the wind, but instead it really died a few feet in front of him. Doug Loden applies the tag, and Baker's in there safely. It was close. Baker got that his foot on the back corner. And it's still 0-1 to Zabig as the Oilmen lead it 1-0 in this top of the second inning, as they have not yet got a hit in this inning. And there's the called strike, 0-2. So 2 fastballs that went right down the middle. Zabig took them. Seems as though Zabig might have been sitting on a breaking ball and took 2 good fastballs. Let's see if Sham can end the inning here with just 1 run against him. It goes as an unearned run, by the way. Another check at Baker. But he's in one more time. Because that was a E6 for Horniman to get on base. And Horniman is the only man across the plate thus far. And the Corndogs trying to limit the Oilmen lead to just 1. They have a runner on third and a runner on first. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Sham picks up his 3rd strikeout. But because of an error and a couple hit-by pitches and a sac fly, the Oilmen score 1 run. We go to the bottom of the second with your score now. Northwest Indiana 1 and Lake County nothing. You're watching Corndog Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the second inning, before we get started, Robin Salzier with At Properties is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Whether you're purchasing a new home or selling the one you currently own, Robin specializes in obtaining the best price in Northwest Indiana. Call her today at 312-671-0034. That's 312-671-0034. We'll start off the bottom of the second with Danny Poplava, who went 2 for 3 last night. Hits one in the air, left side. It's shallow. It's a big battling the sun, and he will make the play. And there's one pitch and one out. So once again, the sun is playing a big factor in these early innings tonight, as it did on Wednesday in that game against Crestwood. And then yesterday even, there was a couple of plays where the left fielder had to battle the sun and didn't know where it was, as Roman Kuntz ran all the way into the corner in left field, and Donovan Noble, who was playing short, had to make the play and throw the ball back in. And there's a first pitch strike to Hayden Matulik, who's brand new to the Corndogs. He's going to wear the number 32 today. He comes from PNW. He's also from San Jose, California. He's going to be living in his home at Purdue Northwest in Hammond. That one's inside 1-1. And I asked Hayden, I said, how did you even hear about Purdue Northwest in the Northern League if you're from California? He said, well, I was recruited by PNW through some of my pages, Perfect Game and BBR. And that one's crushed in the left field. Great swing of the bat by Matulik. And it only takes one at-bat for him to collect his first hit in a Corndog uniform.
Next batter for your Corndogs, number 22, Carter Sakamoto.
And here comes Carter Sakamoto, as you hear a loud cheer as his family is in attendance in today's game. He's also playing catcher, his normal position. He played third base a few days ago and made some great plays against the Panthers. Matulik over at first. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt, blocked by Zarnecki, 1-0. Well, the Corndogs allow one run in the top of the second. It was an unearned run. So all 3 runs scored in the last 2 days by the Oilmen against these Corndogs have been unearned, as the home run from Baker against Troxel were unearned runs because there was an error to start the inning, and then Troxel got 2 outs, and that error would have been the 3rd out. So everything after that does not count towards the line score of Troxel. This one's crushed in the left field. Going back is Hodges towards the track, and he makes the play. Great swing by Sakamoto, but nothing you can do there, as Hodges got a great jump on it. He's been playing back out in left field, and that's the loud second out for the Oilmen. And lucky that Hodges, as the athlete he is, as he went back and made a phenomenal play to rob Sakamoto of potential extra bases. And Jake Thomas, who's usually a pitcher, will now come up to get his first at-bat in the Corndogs uniform. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt is a breaking ball, blocked by Zarnecki, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. So we have 2 players getting their first cracks at the plate for the Corndogs. Thomas, who's usually a relief pitcher, and Matulik, who's over at first, just joined the team today. Thomas takes a cut, he misses, and it's 1-1. As apparently, and I can't confirm this, I'd have to go look, Thomas hit for 400 in high school when he was with the Munster Mustangs, and he hit a home run off of fellow Corndog Connor Pangburn in a Munster LC battle, which has been well known around the region as a huge rivalry. Called strike 2. Thomas took on the outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You also can add Mark Torr to that list of PNW players. So I'm trying to look through and find Matulik and check on his stats that he had when he was with the Pride this last season. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch, and it's hit onto the left side. It's a Zabig going out, and he slaps the leather on it. So every out this inning was recorded to that left side, 2 pop outs, and a line out. We'll move to the 3rd inning, and when we come back, Noel Ferry will have the call for you. Oilmen lead 1-0, and you're watching Corndog Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to Legacy Fields. Northwest Indiana Oilmen on top of the Lake County Corndogs here 1-0. And here's a reminder, the Backcourt Bar and Beverage Services can handle every type of event from venues to weddings to indoor and outdoor parties. Visit bcbarcatering.com and let us start planning the perfect event for you. Also, Colonial Life, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Keep on expecting. Life is anything but expected, including our approach to employee benefits. Visit coloniallife.com to learn more today. Jason Hodges up to bat for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. Hodges batting .259 on the season. Shaw had a bit of a rough start, if you want to classify that, but able to come away with only 1 run scored against. So that one's too low. And we've only seen a couple times where Shaw is able to get into pitcher-friendly counts. We've many times seen it get up to 3 balls, and not even just the times where they were walked. So that one misses outside once again. 2-0. The Corndogs are going to have to string together some hits here to get back into this game. Here comes the 2-0. It's up just too high, and Shaw is frustrated with that one. It's another one of those games where the calls just aren't going your way, so you need to adapt. You can't just keep giving up the free bases. Here comes the 3-0. That one's crushed into center. Back goes Matulik, and he's underneath for out number 1. Matulik already showing a huge impact here for the team with that great catch that led to the sac fly earlier in the past inning. And then starting off his first at-bat with the Corndogs with a single. So batting 100 on the year so far for Matulik. We'll see if he can keep that up today. That brings up David Marshall for the Oilmen. He's 1 for 1. He's got, that one's barely hit right towards Curiel. The throw over to first is not in time. And that was just hit by Marshall. That was so close. A really bang play by Curiel there. Still a great throw to Loden. An awkward angle when you're that far in towards home plate as the third baseman and throwing to first, as you have to throw right next to the runner who's going to first. So it's a good effort, but David Marshall advances to 2 for 2 on the day. That brings up Joe Cosenza. Here comes his first. He thought about that one. That's down in the dirt. Marshall stays at second. And you would love to see some more first pitch strikes from Shaw because it keeps you calm, keeps you collected, and when he relies so much on the breaking ball, we've already seen 2 hit by pitches when he loses control of them. The 1-0. Down in the dirt once again. It's great to see lots of families out here. It's a great family environment as always, with Carter Sakamoto's family visiting. Andrew Mild has some distant relatives traveling here to Legacy Fields today as the throw over to first is not in time. And that's a message that all of us here at the Corndogs, especially owner Ralph Flores, want to perpetuate, is that it's a family environment. And it's just a place to come, watch some great baseball, and have a good time. Here comes the 2-0. That one just misses top left corner. A little bit outside. 3-0 once again. Two strikeouts on the day for Shaw. But other than those, we've barely seen any strikes be thrown at all. The 3-0, you don't want to give up any more free bases. Here it comes. That one's crushed into left. He'll fall right into the gap there. There goes Marshall over to third, and it's all the way back on the warning track. He's coming. He gets the go. The throw in from Small, no throw. And Marshall dives in home. He's safe on a double by Joe Cosenza. That was about as far back as you can hit the ball. 2-0, Oilmen on top. gotten a little bit more underneath it. That one could have been gone, but with the roll, it rolled all the way back to the fence, hit it on the warning track. That's as far back as you could possibly go, especially from home. And Colin Small didn't even think it was worth it to try anything and potentially let Joe Cosenza advance over to third. He stands at second, one out here. Colin Horniman up. Well, and now it's a bit concerning for Heisman is Bryce Shaw isn't just giving up free bases anymore. He's giving up hits. There's a good curve. That one catches. It's a good strike. With Shaw, we have a pretty good angle up here to see the movement really well on these pitches. Here comes the 0-1. That one's fouled straight back. Hopefully we'll see the end of these super hot days here. It's exhausting for the players, and when Andrew and I are sitting outside, it's exhausting for us and the equipment. It makes it very difficult to get these broadcasts up. But we persevere. Here comes the 0-2. Up too high. Can't imagine what it's like out there on the mound for Shawm in this heat. Here comes the 1-2. That one's down in the dirt, and Cosenza's going over to third. 2-2, and to start off this game with what looked like a lack of control and lack of location, and now you're getting a little bit desperate. You're putting some fastballs inside, just trying to buy some strikes, and they're not falling for it. They're getting hits off you and then giving up even more free bases with these wild pitches. Not too great of a start here for Shaw. We'll see if he can rebound. 2-2. Swing and a miss. That retires Horniman. 2 outs on the inning.
Number 1, Dom Curcio.
4 strikeouts for Shawm. In his first start for the Corndogs, he was able to collect 9, setting the record at the time. Then again, it was just the second game ever played by them. The first to Dom Curcio. It's way outside. Usually we would see Tomets be available for the Corndogs here in relief, but he's standing over in left field. And it's just interesting. We see these infield and outfielders be mixed up so much as they're just called strike one. You know, we see Scott Hansen at third, left field, Cal Curiel sometimes in left, and even at second base one night. But seeing a guy who barely ever plays any defense, Curcio thinks about that when it's too low for ball 2. Seeing Tomets out there is interesting. It's kind of one of those coach put me in moments. Usually you'd only see it when the team is up by so much, but here he is starting. The 2-1. That one's fouled off to the left. Shawm could end the inning here. Again, with only 1 run scored. Keep it within striking distance. We'll see Small come up to bat for the first time at the bottom of the third. But Shawm isn't out of the woods yet. He's got a runner on third. 2-2. Down in the dirt once again, full count. And Curcio puts up the stop sign for Cosenza over at third, as Sakamoto was quick to get on top of it. Full count here. It's a huge pitch for Shawm and the Corndogs as a whole. Here comes the payoff. That is down in the dirt. Bounces it in. And it's hard to tell if Shawm just isn't feeling it right coming out of his hand or exactly what it is, because, you know, on a 3-2 count, throwing it in the dirt like that, it's just hard to tell exactly what's the issue. You could tell from the body language some frustration there for Shawm. And as a whole, guys aren't swinging at his pitches too much today. And that's definitely an issue for him if you're not going to be getting him called looking. And that one misses for Nick Anderson. Ball one, not sure exactly where that one missed. Outside, just a bit and too low. Runners on first and third. 2 hits for the Oilmen here in this inning. Throw over to first. Not in time. Doug Loden seen a lot of action for a guy that doesn't play first base too much. But Loden's been all over the place. Speaking of guys in different positions, we've seen him at first. We've seen him come in as a closer, a designated hitter. Sometimes he can even play the outfield, he says. The 1-0. Swing and a miss from Anderson. One and one. Yeah, these teams started off as bitter rivals. Oilmen well established in the league. That one gets a good piece of it, but pops it straight up. There goes Curiel and Schultz. Schultz calls him off and ends the inning for the Corndogs. 2-0 your score here. We head to the bottom of the third. We'll see you after this break. Welcome back. 2-0 Northwest Indiana Oilmen on top of the Lake County Corndogs here at Legacy Field in Crown Point, Indiana. Here's a friendly reminder that Crown Antique Mall is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We offer a unique mix of antiques and collectibles. Visit crownantiquemall.net to view a list of our upcoming market dates. We had a great time at Crown Antique Mall the other day. Dunk tanked players went around and even purchased a few items. Brock Bevel came away with the road sign. He said he would put it up outside of his apartment door. Bevel's another one that's potentially available later on tonight in relief. See Colin Small step up to bat for the Corndogs. Still facing Jake Ostrowski, who so far has 2 strikeouts on the day. Hasn't seen too many batters from the Corndogs. Small gets a good piece of it, but he's popped straight up to Nick Anderson, and he makes the first out quickly. That's not what you want to see. You know, you're keeping this pitch count so low for Ostrowski here, 68-25. And when he's pitching good and feeling himself, getting these quick outs, it's not what you want to see from the Corndogs. That brings up Cal Curiel. 1 for 1 so far on the day. Here comes the first. That one goes right past him for strike 1. For the game today, had a quick conversation with Cal Curiel. Here comes the 0-1. That's down in the dirt, goes behind Zarnecki. A lot of Cal's answers to our questions of the day involve Doug Loden. And I think that goes to show the camaraderie between these guys on the team. They're starting to get to know each other better and joke around with each other. Well, you'll see what we have in store coming up for these past couple questions of the day. The 1-1, Curiel thought about it. He went on that one. That'll be strike 2. I was going to say he Swung it a little bit too far on that one and regretted it as soon as he went into the motion. That one was down in the dirt as well. 1-2, 1 out. Here it comes. Fouled straight back by Curiel. We're going to need to see some other guys step up for the Corndogs tonight, as some of our best bats are missing, with Gavin Terry, Donovan Noble, and Donovan Nanfelt, that is. He's been red hot recently, other than this last game against the Oilmen, as that one hit once again right into the gap for Curiel. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And what a progression we've seen. We started off the year referring him to Cal, the cardiac kid, Curiel, mostly because he was really only getting hits in those clutch situations, and now he is such a reliable bat for the Corndogs. Over the past 7 days, batting .311, and overall, past 7 days batting .375, and overall batting .311. That brings up Jake Ferry. He sees his first go way outside. Curiel was the first to see this brand new jerseys get a little dirty when he slid into second. He's got a big stain all over, and that's always the funny thing about all white jerseys, is you can tell who's sliding and who's not. Ferry's still pretty clean. Throw over to first, and Curiel has to get it a little bit more dirty. And our videographer, Josh Burnett, made a great point earlier today with these brand new white jerseys. They're wearing them with these white baseball pants that they've been wearing all season, so it's almost like a white and off-white type of combination that's hard to look at. So that one's up for strike one. Just catches the top of the zone there. Father's Day coming up on Sunday. No better time to take your dad out to a Corndogs game here. Big pause from Ostrowski and a big swing and a miss from Ferry. Ferry's just hasn't been seeing him lately like he wants to. Coming up late on a lot of these pitches. Throwing a big hook and coming up with nothing. One and two for Ferry. 1 out on the inning. Here it comes. Strike 3 called. That one was just clipped the outside, and Ferry makes his way back. He's out looking. That brings up Tyler Schultz. And you know, I hate to admit it, and I thought about it on the car ride here, and I'm letting the fans down by admitting this, but I still have yet to sit down and watch The Sandlot. And I know all our viewers and everyone who just heard me right now are scoffing at me, the baseball announcer who hasn't seen The Sandlot. Here comes the first to Schultz. That's inside and high. But what can I say? You know, I'm a busy guy. We do a lot of games here. Curiel still at first. 1-0 to Schultz. That one drops in. Catches top right corner for strike 1. That was a great breaking ball there. Schultz is a guy who gets hit by a decent amount of pitches, so if you put one kind of close to him, you might catch him flinching. And that's exactly what happened there. Comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss from Schultz. Schultz is 0 for 1 on the day. A guy who can definitely put it over the fence, as we saw here at Legacy Field. There were a couple times where some of his other balls were just off. 1-2. Here it comes. Strike 3 called. And Curiel was headed over to second, but it doesn't matter. That'll retire Schultz and the Corndogs here in the bottom of the third. We head to the top of the fourth after another strikeout. Welcome back to Legacy Fields. 2-0, Northwest Indiana Oilmen on top of the Lake County Corndogs. And here's a reminder that Diversified Marketing Strategies is a full-service marketing agency that specializes in all forms of media and advertising. Are you ready to start a project with DMS? Visit us at thinkdiversified.com. That brings up Chris Baker, center fielder, back up to the top of the order. And unfortunately, I have yet to have the pleasure to make it out to Oil City to see the home of the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. Here comes the first pitch from Shaw. As that one catches bottom right strike zone. He's been looking for that one. But from the pictures I've seen that we've collected on the Corndogs drive, it looks very beautiful. One of the better stadiums I've seen in this league. As that one catches inside, strike two. Baker was crowding the plate on that one. And Shaw makes him play. We're seeing finally Shaw getting a pitcher-friendly count early here against Baker. Here comes the 0-2. That one just outside, 1-2. Luckily, so far, Oilmen only able to grab 2 runs, and for the same reason why the Corndogs were struggling, especially against the Vikings this year, the 1-2. That one's crushed into the gap into right, but another great play by Hayden Matulik, proving his worth for this Corndogs team on his first appearance for them. Another one that almost had to be a dive, but he read that great off the bat and got exactly where he needed to be. And he might have just earned himself a nickname there from announcer Tom Superman, Hayden Superman Matulik. He's made 2 great plays in the outfield and got a quick out for the Corndogs. First pitch to Zarnecki, down in the dirt, bounced into the glove of Sakamoto. One and 0. Thinks about it. Strike one called. As I was saying earlier, so far the Oilmen have left a decent amount of runners on base, and that's been the Corndogs' issue in a lot of these games, especially against the Southland Vikings. The 1-1 is a big swing and a miss from Zarnecki. And when you can't string together the hits, it's not like the Oilmen haven't been able to get hits today. But when you can't get them in the proper order, you're only going to be up 2-0 after something that it looks like you've been dominating. Here comes the 1-2. It's down in the dirt once again. Already up to 76 pitches for Shaw. Here at the top of the 4th. Was able to go 5 2/3 in his last appearance. The 2-2. Breaking ball breaks way too far outside and in the dirt once again. That's 3 straight pitches we've seen from Shaw that have all been in the dirt. No one warming up for the Corndogs in the bullpen. And rightfully so. I think Coach Heisman would like to see Shaw finish off at least this inning. Full count here for Zarnecki. Here comes the payoff. Swing and a miss. Shawm collects another one. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strikeouts for Shawm on the day. Brings up Jack Zabig. Shortstop for the Oilmen. He's 0 for 1 on the day, but batting .384. Swing and a miss from Zabig. That one was low. Oh and 1, 2 outs. Here it comes. That one catches bottom of the strike zone. 0-2. This is a breath of fresh air for Shawm as this inning relatively painless. Some great help from your defenders behind you. That's a potential broken bat right to Colin Small, who throws over to Doug Loden and ends the inning for the Corndogs. They get out of that one. No harm done. 2-0 Northwest Indiana Oilmen on top. We will be back after this. Welcome back to Legacy Field. Lake County Corndogs taking on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen today. Bit of a rivalry formed between these two teams. Oilmen a bit more storied team here in the Northern League with the Corndogs, this being their first. And here's a reminder that the Great Lakes Sport Hub is the official training facility of the Lake County Corndogs, not just another dome. Coming up to bat is Doug Loden, who's not just another player. He leads the Northern League in home runs, and he's used to that, leading Joliet Junior College in home runs and setting the record with 16. Start off every at-bat, we see Loden do 2 big swipes with his foot at the front of the batter's box. Every guy has their ritual. Jake Ostrowski still on the mound for the Oilmen. Here comes his first to Loden. That's down in the dirt and inside. Ostrowski, unlike some of the other guys we've seen, he likes to take his time between pitches. As that one fouled straight back by Loden. A good mix of guys from different experience levels all throughout baseball. A couple D1, high school, junior college guys, but it's really PNW that has shown through on this Corndogs team as Loden thinks about it on that one. It looks like he held up. Ball 2. That's a good take from Loden. Guy who some might describe as trigger happy, as that one's fouled off to the right, but for good reason. Another news in the Northern League today, we see the Crestwood Panthers taking on the Chicago American Giants. I wish I could give you a score update, but it doesn't appear that game actually happened today. So that one's outside, full count for Loden. Got canceled. Looks like the Corndogs and the Oilmen are the only ones seeing any action tonight. It's been a busy, busy month for the Northern League overall. I've had a couple days off here. Full count, swing and a miss from Loden. Ostrowski collects another strikeout on the day, his 5th. He struck out the last 3 straight batters. As Danny Poplava comes up, he was coming off a bit of an injury, but as of right now, if you check the Northern League, currently batting .400 for the Corndogs. Looks pretty good, but don't look any deeper than that as he watches one go straight down the middle of the plate. Poplava, a regular third baseman to start off the year for the Corndogs. 0-1. That one almost clips him. That's up and inside. 1-1. We see a gift being delivered up here in the press box. We started off the day with some photos from Josh Burnett you're most likely to see. The 1-1 is right down the middle of the plate for strike 2. A corn dog, you might call it a mascot. He's got a face and a cap, and looks like he could be out there on the field himself, carved by Andrew's grandfather. A great gift, and then just recently, that one's hit right to Jack Zabig, who throws over to first in time. Danny Poplava is retired. That brings up Hayden Matulik, 1 for 1.
Yeah, we started with the wooden corn dog. That's the hat comes on and off on a home plate. It's actually pretty cool. I did not expect that. And then we got a gnome that's supposed to resemble me. I don't think my beard's gotten that out of control yet.
Or what would that be, even the eyebrows coming down across his nose?
I guess maybe the whiskers, the mustache.
Matulik takes inside, ball 1.
He's wearing a corn dog's hat, a baseball, and then a corn dog. And he's wearing the khakis and the blue shirt. And you've seen the pregame show or any interview I've done, you know that's the attire that we wear up here in the booth.
2 outs here, 1-0. That one fouled straight back. And for those who are wondering or curious, whenever you see us out here, whether that be up in the press box doing interviews or before the game, we do, in fact, wash our clothes between every game. We've had a lot of games straight, especially Andrew. I've had a couple games off because of not traveling to Whiting for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen at their home field. But Andrew's our media Ironman up here. Calling how many games straight, Andrew? That one's inside.
It's been 12 and 12 games, 12 and 12 days. But a little bit of a thing I was calling the mile marathon because there was that doubleheader against Carroll Streams, and then we had that Saturday off, but I call it a doubleheader regional out in LaPorte.
The 2-0. There's a broken bat hit right down the third baseline. Joe Cosenza had to come off the bat. That goes past first baseman Nick Anderson, and there goes Hayden Matulik over to second, already making a major impact for the Corndogs. And giving another one up for the P&W boys. Matulik over at second. That brings up Carter Sakamoto, and that'll be an E5.
Well, we're willing to see if Sakamoto can drive this baseball like he did last time, but find that luscious green grass. Last time against Ostrowski, he hit the ball hard, but Hodges just made a much better play on the baseball.
Only one catcher in the lineup tonight for the Corndogs. Speaking of catchers, Nicholas Johnstone was able to hit one over the fences for the Corndogs in Oil City yesterday. Wish I could have seen that one in person. Was it a good hit ball, Andrew?
It was. It really was.
Sakamoto takes his first. That's inside for ball 1.
You know, Johnson is just a naturally strong athlete, and he hit the ball hard, and the wind was blowing out to left, so it carried. But either way, I think it went for a double or maybe even a triple. But with the win, a home run, and that's how the Corndogs started the scoring yesterday.
Could even say that Johnstone hit that one out back. That's a good piece of ball there from Sakamoto. That's going into left, but out of play. 1-1. So you hear the fans call out free baseball. I actually was able to grab a free baseball the other day, handed to me by the staff here. Not quite sure what to do with it. I don't really play baseball too often. You might catch me on the basketball court, but maybe I can start putting a resume together to be part of this Corndogs team in a bigger way out there on the mound. Sakamoto, 1-1, 2 outs. That one fouled straight back into the stand. Heads up as it makes contact with the bleachers. Appears everyone is okay. Strike 2. But we saw a big reaction there from the left side bleachers. luckily just made contact with the seat. And the kids in attendance here in Legacy Field are always ready to go grab those balls, as I see one making his way out all the way past left field to go grab that ball that Sakamoto just hit. 1-2, 2 outs, runner on second. Here it comes. Up too high. Strike 2. And now the deuces really are wild. 2 strikes, 2 balls. Runner on second, 2 outs. And 2-0 the score, with number 22 at the bat. Strowski with a long windup and waiting for the signal he likes from Zarnecki. 2-2, here it comes. That one's hit right to Jack Zabig, who makes the throw to first, and that will retire the Corndogs, unable to do anything with Matulik over at second. We head to the top of the 5th, and when we get back, I'll be sending it back over to Andrew Mild for your play-by-play. Welcome back to Legacy Field. Oilmen still on top of this one, 2-0. I'm Noel Ferry, sending it off to Andrew Mild for your play-by-play.
Thanks, Noel. And Corndogs trailing 2-0 against the Oilmen. And there's a pitching change, and every pitching change this season is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. And as the Oilmen step up to the plate in the 5th inning, we like to remind you that the Great Lakes Sports Hub is the official train facility of the Lake County Corndogs, not just another dome. And Jason Hodges will now come up as he is 0 for 1 on the night with a walk and a fly out to right. The new pitcher is Brock Bevel. And last time Bevel pitched against these Oilmen, it was not a fun night for the right-hander as he fires his first pitch down in the dirt. Went about 55 feet there, and ball 1 to start off the day for Bevel. And it was Bevel that started that very fun game. Off the end of the bat, into left field, coming in is Thomas. Thomas lays out. Did he make the play? He did not. They're saying he dropped the ball. They're saying that he dropped the ball, and that's going to be a leadoff single for Hodges. And there comes Heisman. Heisman's now going to argue this call with home plate umpire Kevin Dato. As of now, it's a single for Hodges. And Thomas out in left field, it appeared that he caught the ball. He's even putting the palms up like I caught the ball. That's what he's trying to argue.
You know, and I can see where home plate ump is coming from on that one. You could see in Thomas's glove as it hit the ground that the ball was kind of moving around. But from what I could see, it looked like it was moving around inside the glove. I don't think it ever came out and hit the ground. That wouldn't even really make much sense that Thomas came up with the ball then.
And Heisman wasted no time either, as he was just ran out of the dugout third base side to argue with Dado. And they're still having a conversation down that left field line. You can see it on your camera. And it's getting a little adamant right now between Dado and Heisman. And I wish we had instant replay at this point so we could look at what actually happened, because it's hard to tell from out here. And Heisman's got to be careful. Dado's saying he's having enough. Andy Pappas coming from the base paths. And Heisman's going to head back to the dugout after an adamant conversation. And that goes as a single for Hodges to start it off.
And I like the energy from Heisman there. You know, this is a player who, you know, isn't usually out in left field, but he goes and he makes a great play there. It's something that probably could have been a single for a lot of other guys if anyone else is out there. And Heisman thinks he makes the play, so he's going to stand by that.
Here's the pitch. It's down and away from Sakamoto, and Hodges is going to go to second base. He rounds second base hard, and he'll stay there on a wild pitch. And for Bevel, he started the game back on June 9th against the Oilmen. I can't believe that was already about 8 days ago. That's time's flying by. Bevel went 2/3 of an innings, allowed 1 hit, 6 runs. None of them were earned, but he walked 6 and struck out none. He didn't even get to finish the inning as Troxel came in for him. There's a ball to David Marshall, 2-0 now. So now we have a runner on second and no outs. The Oilmen lead 2-0. As the Corndogs just went into the bullpen for the first time today with Bevel for Bryce Shaw. That's out and away. There's no way Sakamoto is going to make that play. And 2 wild pitches has allowed Jason Hodges to move to third base.
Yeah, Bevel's hat came off on that one, and it's almost looking like he has no control over these balls that he's throwing whatsoever.
Yeah, for Bevel, that's been the story for him this season, and it was a story a lot as it was for Bryce Shaw as we started today. It was the fact of finding the strike zone. He finds it there, strike one. But you already told the story, and I'm kind of disappointed with that, because Brock Bevel did buy a sign from me, and ball 4 to David Marshall. So a single and a walk start the day for Bevel. We were at the Crown Antique Mall meet and greet, and Bevel needed, I want to say it was $25 to buy a sign that you said that he was going to use for his college dorm at Benedictine University, where Bevel plays college ball. Foul ball into the glove of Sakamoto, 0-1. No outs, runners on first and third. And he asked if anyone had $25 in cash. And I just happened to have that much. This is hit in the center field. Going to his left is Ferry towards the track. He makes the play, but that's going to go as a good at-bat for Cosenza as he'll pick up an RBI. Count that as a sacrifice fly, and now 3-0 for the Oilmen. Hit hard, but did not carry the way that Cosenza was hoping. He'll get an RBI, and it won't count towards his line score tonight, but he does pick up an RBI. But I gave Bevel gave him 40, so he gave me 15 back, and he paid me $25 on Venmo. And if anyone else wants to pay me on Venmo, I can give you the account number in a second. Foul ball, 0-1. And he put dump truck on it. Dump truck. So that was one of the more funnier experiences I've ever had with a player. Brock Bevel. 0-1 to Cornman. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by Sakamoto. Sakamoto fires to second base, calling small plays the tag, and he's in there. It was a close play, and if Sakamoto had found the ball maybe a split second sooner, the Corndogs would have got him. But Marshall's up to second base, and it's been a very busy inning for Sakamoto.
Definitely, and it's been a frustrating game so far for the outfield and infielders.
Off the end of the bat, out of play, 1-2.
As it's been a lot of bang-bang plays that just have not gone the way of the Corndogs.
Yeah, and what also just been a little bit frustrating is that the Corndogs have been getting guys on base. Every inning, they've gotten at least one runner on base. 1-2, It's hit right back up the middle. Colin Small makes a great play. Flips over the second, but great awareness from Marshall to be there. But Colin Small, man, he can still do it all.
Yeah. And for a guy out there, he's 5'7", he's got hops. I've seen a couple times where he's reached up and grabbed those balls, and that's respect to him.
Yeah, he went to his right, ran it down, was able to get the glove up and haul it in, and rob Horniman of a hit. There's now 2 outs for Curcio, who has no official at bat, hit by pitch and a walk. And there's a strike at the knees, 0-1. So Bevel 1 out away from leaving it at a 3-0 game. Very doable for the Corndogs. Just have to put some hits together. 4 innings, 4 men left on base. 0-1. Chopper to the right side. Loden's going to back in it. Throw over the first. Did they get him? He did. Okay. That's a good inning by Brock Bevel after a little shaky of a start, and we're able to get the 3rd out on a well-timed throw from Doug Loden. Oilmen tack on 1 more run. We'll go to the middle of the 5th with a 3-0 score as you're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. We're through 4.5 innings as we head to the Corndogs half of the 5th inning. Angel Mine with no Ferry. And if you're watching from home, thank you for tuning in. We're happy to have you as always. And if you haven't made out the Legacy Fields, we're still waiting on you to come out here tonight too, because it's another beautiful night, good crowd, and it's a 3-0 game. So maybe the Corndogs can get back to being the Cardiac Corndogs. Haven't seen them in a little bit. And Horizon Bank is a proud partner of Lake County Corndogs. We provide online conveniences that support innovative solutions for your personal, commercial, and mortgage banking needs, as well as health and investment services. Pitch to Thomas. Thomas swings and misses 0-1. Visit horizonbank.com to learn more today. Thomas at the top of the 5th laid out for a baseball and led to a lengthy argument between Dato and manager Justin Heisman. Called strike 2 at the knees. And it was because Thomas made a diving play out in left field and just couldn't bring the baseball in. It was close. And from our angle, we thought he had it. It must have at least hit the ground. 0-2 and fouled into the glove. Strike 3 pitches, and Thomas is down on strikes. That's the 6th strikeout for Ostrowski, who's just been mowing down the Corndogs thus far, as he has allowed 3 hits. But what he's been doing really well today, Noel, is getting outs with runners on base.
Yeah, 6 strikeouts, and he's really collected up there at the plate. He takes his time and delivers exactly what he wants to.
Pitch to Small. Small had a bunt shown, pulled it back as they almost got him. And Ostrowski starts this at bat with ball 1. And Small, he had that big bunt against the Southland Vikings here a couple weeks ago. 1-0 from Ostrowski. That's a bunt right back to Ostrowski. Ostrowski's bare hands it, throws the first, and Small is retired. It was bunted right back to Ostrowski. Ostrowski made a great throw over to first base. That goes down as a 1-3 putout. And the Corndogs will go back to the top of the order with Cal Correal, who's 2 for 2.
And honestly, you can't even really be mad at that bunt there. It was right towards the pitcher, Ostrowski. And even then, Colin Small was just a step away from being safe at first. So, you know, I like the play there, just didn't go their way.
There's 2 gone for Correal. Ostrowski fires the first pitch, and that's inside. Ball one. Curiel, 2 great swings with baseballs that went right back through the box into center field. Try to move to 3 for 3 on the day and see if he can keep the ball rolling for the Corndogs. 1-0. Curiel hits one to the right side. That's a base hit. Curiel 3 for 3. It's still rolling. Curiel rounds first. He's heading for second. The throw from Curcio will be cut off, and Cal Curiel 3 for 3. He now picks up a double. And Jake Ferry will now come up with a runner in scoring position as the Corndogs try to cut back their way into this game.
It seems like Curiel's the only one who's being able to consistently see Ostrowski's pitches coming in. It's just unfortunate that the guys coming after him haven't been able to do anything with him. He's been in scoring position twice now.
Yeah, in that first inning, Curiel singled and stole a base and was left at second base after 2 strikeouts and a ground ball to second base. Here's the pitch. Ferry hits one to the right side. Be gloved by Anderson. Anderson will flip it over, and that's a 3-1 putout. And the Oilmen, one more time, strand a runner. The Corndogs, 5 runners left on base through 5 innings. Let's go to the 6th. It's still 3-0 Oilmen on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Sixth inning, the story has been the Oilmen scoring in runs as they've only been able to get 4 hits on the night. And as we head to the inning, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, IBEW Local 697, is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. As one, we are limited, but as a group, we are strong. Ironworkers Local 395 is a proud partner of Lake County Corndogs. Local 395 continues the pitch down in the dirt, 1-0. Continues to forge and maintain strong partnerships with owners and contractors based on our commitment to provide excellent craftsmanship through safety, productivity, reliability, and training. And there's ball 2 as Bevel misses another one in the dirt. Corndogs trailing by 3 runs with Anderson at the plate here as he made the play to end the bottom of the 5th, where he was making sure that Curiel did not score to cut into the lead. Bevel fires, ground ball left side, Curiel backhands it, he gathers, fires, and it's going to sail over the head down the right field line. Anderson rounds first, heading for second base, and he'll hold up there. And just for the Corndogs, it's another well-timed error for the Oilmen. As Curiel did everything right but the throw, he sailed it. And the Corndogs allow Nick Anderson to move into scoring position to start the inning as they try to keep building onto this lead. And now you're going to face this top of the order in Baker, Zarnecki, and Zabig. As Baker has been torching the Corndogs, that 4 doubles, 1 triple, and the 1 home run last night. There's a strike to start the at-bat. Bevel goes to the outside corner and gets a strike to Baker. 0-1. The Corndogs missing out on a few good players, as you mentioned, Noel. Gavin Terry's not here. He's doing a workout down in Atlanta. 0-1 is hopped past Baker as he jumped over the baseball, and that's going to mean that Anderson will move up to third base. And so now Baker, all he has to do is put the ball in play, and the Oilmen could tack on a 4th run. As we're getting late into this game, it's the 6th inning. The Corndogs just playing with 12 outs, but it's been just sloppy play tonight. The inability to hit with runners on base, the wild pitches, the walks, hit by pitches. Sham had 3 walks. Bevel threw 1 more walk. Pitch is a called strike, 1-2. And there's been 3 hit by pitches tonight. 2 by Bevel in the same inning, 2 by Sham in the same inning. Bevel with 1, and Bevel misses that one badly, 2-2. Sakamoto is trying to look like a hockey goalie back there.
Yeah, that one reached up like Odell, reaching behind him to come down with that. That was huge. Stopped another run from scoring.
Break even. Called strike 3. Big out there from Bevel. Paints the outside corner, and he picks up his first strikeout in this appearance as Baker was rung up looking at one on the outside corner. So that's a good step for Bevel as he tries to make sure this game remains at a 3-run deficit.
Well, it's interesting to see because one pitch we see Bevel throw it behind the batter.
That's up and in, 1-0.
And then the next, he throws a great strike right down the middle, and it's inconsistency. And that's been the story of the Corndogs just as a whole. Yesterday they were firing on all cylinders.
Down in the dirt, blocked by Sakamoto, 2-0.
And today they're firing on no cylinders. I mean, the only, highlights, if you want to say, we've seen have come from the infielders and outfielders, specifically Hayden Matulik.
2-0 pitch is a called strike. Just dots the inside corner, 2-1. And now the whole infield is going to play in. Curriell and Loden were the only ones playing in on the corners, but now Small and Schultz move their way up. And that hits off the helmet. Oh, man. Good things there. Necki seems to be okay as Bevel once again just gets his way out of his mechanics and beams Zarnecki in the head. Give that the 4th hit by pitch issued by the Corndogs today. And now here comes manager Justin Heisman to talk to his right-hander after a scary situation. Now Andy Pappas will go talk to Zarnecki at first base and make sure that he's okay, that they don't need to go into the dugout of the Oilmen and get a pinch runner. But that's why the helmet's there. It just bounced right off the helmet, went over to the Oilman dugout, and Hodges threw it into the Corndog dugout. And Heisman's just talking to his guys. They're having a little meeting. His team trailing 3-0 as they try to move this winning streak to 4 straight games and close out this long stretch of games with a win against their rivals, the Northwest Indiana Oilmen.
Well, not to mention remain undefeated here at home.
That's also an important stat, yeah. 10-0 at, or actually, correction, 9-0 at home. They're going for 10-0. As they've been able to evenly balance how the game's been played this year. 9 home games, 9 away games. This is the 10th home game on the year. As there were 56 games on the schedule to start the year. So it's almost halfway there. Runner on the move. Ball gets past Sakamoto. And here comes Anderson. He'll score. And it's now 4-0 Oilmen on that pass ball.
It's the mistakes. It's the little things that really have nothing to do with how well you can execute. It's just the small things. It's all these wild pitches that we're seeing from Bevel. You've got to have control, not only because runs are going to be scored on you, but for guys' safety. You can't be out there hitting guys in the head.
Well, if you want to talk about why we keep talking about the miscues from the Corndogs tonight, to give you an idea, this one's left in the left field. Thomas going to his left. He stops, and he makes the play. He's able to track that one down. Are sure that didn't drop in for extra bases and make it a 5-0 game. And there's the second out, and that was Jack Zabig at the plate. To give you an idea of why we keep talking about it, the Corndogs and the Oilmen are evened out at hits tonight. 4 hits apiece. There have been a couple errors by the Corndogs, and Noel mentioned it. Hit by pitches, walks, pass balls, wild pitches. Whenever you think of, and when you think of sloppy baseball, it's been done by the Corndogs. The Oilmen, on the other hand, have been playing clean baseball. And there's a block by Sakamoto as Hodges is now at the plate with 2 outs and a runner on second. The Oilmen lead 4-0. They've been able to score at least 1 run in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. So just 1 tally for all those innings. Pitch from Bevel. Down low, 2-0. But when Bevel is in his mechanics and attack the corners. He's a pretty useful pitcher, but when he gets out of them and can't find the release point, he has a hard time making any adjustments. Pitch to Hodges. Hodges takes a huge hack, but he came up empty 2-1. He was trying to make it a 6-0 game and hit that building beyond the left field wall. That's the shed, we call it, the tool shed, where we put the tractors and some of the tools that they use to put this field together. But the chalk is to our right. There's a different shed, just where we put some of our wires. So we usually have to go underneath and play jungle gym with the bleachers and work our way around, kind of like they do in Mission Impossible around the laser pointers.
Okay. Takes a lot of work to keep up a baseball field.
It does, yes, it does. They constantly are working on it. It looks good tonight. Looks like they cut the grass. The grass is short, but still green and lively. 2-1, and it's hit into center field. Ferry moving in. He won't get to it. He picks it up, fires it in, and it will be cut off by no one as it gets to Sakamoto. That's a RBI. I'm trying to think if that was maybe a single or a double because it didn't look like Hodges stopped on his way to second base. We'll give him the double there. And it's now 5-0 for the Oilmen. Now David Marshall will come up with Hodges at second base. As it was a check swing from Hodges, and he didn't mean to hit it out into center field, but just because of Bevel's velocity and the strength of Hodges, he pushed it in the center, and Ferry, who was playing back, couldn't make the play. Tack on another run for the Oilmen. First pitch to Marshall misses. 1 ball and no strikes.
That's exactly what throwing all these wild pitches leads to, as you're going to start throwing these desperation strikes where you just try to get them when you need them, and it's easily hittable.
In the dirt, 2-0. Sakamoto had to go to his right and pick it up before Hodges went to third. Hodges will retreat back to his original base. 2-0 is the count now with 2 outs. 5-0, runner on second base. On a beautiful night at Legacy Field, the sun is set. Got blue and pink skies right now. The lights doing all the work. Marshall watches that one run tight, 3-0. As Bevel is trying to make an adjustment, we look into the bullpen of the Corndogs, and it looks like Mark Torr just got finished up warming up with Jaden Deal. You always tell it's Jaden Deal because of the long blonde hair. The 3-0. Ball 4 issued to Marshall. None of them were relatively close. And Bevel issues a walk and extends the inning for another Oilman hitter. And Heisman, with his second visit in this inning, will close the day on Bevel. As it most likely looks like Mark Torr will come in. And as Mark Torr and Justin Heisman approach the mound, we will take a break. Your score is 5-0 Oilmen, and you're watching the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. We're still in the top of the 6th inning with the Oilmen threatening with runners on first and second. They're up 5-0 in the top of the 6th inning. And as we head into the inning, there's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Mark Torr, as he has a 3.18 ERA, as he's pitched 5 2/3 innings and allowed 6 hits in those 5 2/3 innings. And now he'll have to try and get out of it, as he will face Joe Cosenza with 2 runners on. It's Hodges at second, Marshall at first. Cosenza is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs with a double and a sac fly. Here comes Cosenza. After Sakamoto and Torr had a conversation, so Brock Bevel is out of this game. His day is not done, as the 2 runners on base would charge at his line score. Torr fires a strike down the middle. 0-1 to Cosenza. Corndogs and Oilmen, Game 7 between these two teams. Corndogs right now lead the series 4-2, as Corndogs won 3 straight games here at home and then won last night's game. 0-1. Breaking ball drops down low, 1-1. And for the Oilmen, they won 2 games, both by walk-offs at Oil City. One score was 9-8, and the other one, I believe, was 5-4. There's a big hit from the starting pitcher today, Jake Ostrowski, who won that game. And right now he's been pitching a gem against the Corndogs. 1 out from Torr. He's just below the knees of Cosenza. 2-1 is now the count. And the Corndogs still lead the Northern League by 3 games flat on the Southland Vikings, who are riding a 4-game winning streak right now, as they've blown out their opponents as of late. The pitch, Cosenza late on the fastball, 2-2. Can Torr get a strikeout here and end the inning, as the Oilmen have scored 2 runs and 5 unanswered, as they keep putting up goose eggs on the Corndog and assuring that the Corndogs don't score. And hate to get cliched here, but it's pretty simple. You can't beat a team if you can't score. And right now, the Corndogs are on the opposite end of that statement. Torr gets his sign after peering over the glove. He likes to pause right under his chin, 2-2. Cosenza lifts one to the right, and out of play is a collective heads up from the fans below. Count will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. So deuce is wild. 2 runners on. So keep adding on the 2s here. And Torr, the pitcher, wears the number 2. And Cosenza at the plate wears 20, so he has a 2 in it. And 2 plus 0 is 2, so there's that. 2-2 offering. And it hits home plate and hits right by our camera behind home plate. Runners are moved to third and second on the wild pitch there, as Torr went back to the breaking ball. He likes to throw that curveball and 2 strike counts, and it just happened to hit home plate. Nothing that Sakamoto could do there. He had to be at least 8 feet tall to block that one. It just hit home plate and immediately made that baseball jump over his head. It's 3-2, and you can't see it. There's a runner on third base now. Our camera moved a little bit to the right after that baseball hit right next to it. Payoff. In the air, right side. Doug Loden moving in from first base. He slaps leather on it. There's the 3rd out. Oilmen tack on 2 more runs. They lead by a tally of 5-0. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 is the score, and this is the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Bottom of the 6th, 5-0 Oilmen, and Ivy Tech Lake County is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Ivy Tech, higher education that's built around you, serving all Lake County with locations in Crown Point, East Chicago, and Gary. Visit ivytech.edu/Lake County to sign up today. That's ivytech.edu/Lake County. Kuziak Construction is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. It is your complete home improvement expert. From home remodeling, repairs, and roofing, we do it right. Contact us today at 219-923-3007. That's 219-923-3007. Schultz leads off for Lake County against Ostrowski. And Ostrowski will fire a fastball in tight to Schultz to start off the bottom of the 6th with the Corndogs trailing as they're trying to make a comeback here one more time. Schultz clobbers one down the left field line. Hodges racing after. He makes a great play down the line. He was able to hug it down the line and haul it in as he headed towards the corner and robs Tyler Schultz of an extra base hit. Nothing you can do there if you're Tyler Schultz. A great swing of the bat, but a much better play. Loden now comes up. Loden 0 for 2 with a ground ball to second, and he struck out swinging against Ostrowski, who's allowed 4 hits and tiptoed his way around danger with 5 men left on base. Loden takes the first pitch for a strike. Gets Scott on that black on the outside corner to a lefty hitter, and it doesn't look like Loden was all too happy with it. You always tell with Loden if he's happy with the call or not, because if he thought it was a ball and it was a called strike, he'll take a longer walk around to clear his head. If he agrees, he'll just get right back into the box. Loden just misses that one, 0-2, as he fouled it straight back. He took a hearty cut, got the bottom half of the baseball, and now he's going to have to protect against Ostrowski, who's trying to pick up his 7th strikeout. He's gotten 6 through 5 tonight. Doug Loden will close off his stance in an 0-2 count. Usually stays open on the first 2 strikes. Simplifies it. Pitch. That one's just out. That was a waste pitch there from Ostrowski. Might be setting up a breaking ball here against Loden. Loden had the huge game on Sunday, and he had a base hit against the American Giants earlier this week in that 8-3 win on the south side, just across the street. Guaranteed rate. 1-2. Loden clobbers this one into right field. Curcio going to his right. He won't be able to get there. Doug Loden rounds first. He's heading for second base. He's got some good speed. There's no one covering second base, so he'll get a lead off there and hold up. And that's a extra base hit for Doug Loden. And if only Jason Hodges didn't make a great play to start the inning, the Corndogs will be able to score their first run right there. But let's see if Danny Poplava can keep this going for the Corndogs, who have tagged Ostrowski in this inning, just 1 out and in a double.
Yeah, that one would have easily scored Schultz. Schultz definitely would have been on second after that one.
Yeah, because Schultz clobbered it, but just hit it right in front of the warning track, and Hodges just opened his hips, got there, and made a play. As he's made a couple of really good reads out in left field tonight against these Corndogs. Poplava steps up to the dish, and he's first pitch swinging. He's a tad bit late on the fastball as he has sent it soaring over the first base dugout and out of play, 0-1. And it's 320 down the line, so it's a little bit deeper here than it is at Oil City. It's only 300 down the line there, but they have a big brick monster there. Everything here is about the same height. Strike down the middle. Poplava took it. 0-2 now. So our dimensions are 320 down the lines, and then 390 into center. So I've had to guess maybe 350 into the gaps. That would be my estimate. Never really measured it towards the corners. It's not really labeled either. The only thing that is labeled is 320 down the lines. And I don't know if you can see it on your view. You cannot. The foul poles have it written 320 down in red. And, of course, every foul pole is yellow, except if you go to the Met Stadium. 0-2, Poplava takes one that just misses upstairs, 1-2. So you didn't want to climb the ladder. Because, of course, at Citi Field, with the Mets being orange, they have orange foul poles naturally. But our foul poles remind me a lot of Wrigley Fields, the way they're cut out. Kind of look like flags more than poles. If it does hit that, it's a home run. 1-2. Poplava grounds rolling right back up the middle for a base hit. Doug Loden rounds third. Baker throws from center. It's offline. Doug Loden crosses the plate. Poplava's going to move up to second base. And the Corndogs are on the board for the first time today. Some great approaches to start the inning. 3 hard-hit baseballs and back-to-back hits put the Corndogs within 4 against the Oilmen.
That was much, much needed. Poplava coming up in a big moment. It was a little bit of deja vu. We saw 2 times Corndogs go down 0-2 with Loden and Poplava, get a ball, and then on the very next hit, get a hit that advanced them to second. Poplava standing on second now.
Yeah, it was a great read by Poplava, who was watching Baker out in center field, and Baker came up gunning the throw home, and it missed, and then it was mishandled by Zarnecki as it kicked away from him, and then Poplava go over the second base. So that's also good news because there's no double play in order unless it's an untraditional type of double play. Hayden Matulik now comes up. He watches one go in the dirt. It was back into by Zarnecki. Now 1-0 as the Corndogs trying to will their way back into this game. Is this the time? Is that hit from Poplava the shot in the arm that they've been looking for?
It's definitely a good moment, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. You know, you got to run here. You brought it back down to 4. That's doable. You don't need to get all the runs here, but you've got something going. You might as well go for it now.
1-0. That's out. 2-0. Is you got maybe got to think that Ostrowski might be a little tired. He's up to 76 pitches, and that's what it says on the pitch count out in right field, so that's unofficial. And starting to see a yellow jersey warm up in the bullpen for the Oilmen right now. They may have to go there eventually. 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Great take by Matulik, and if Matulik can get his way on base, the Corndogs would have the tying run on deck. It's Sakamoto on deck, and Sakamoto's put some great swings against Ostrowski. He just has to let it get in a little bit more and hit it in the fair territory. Every one of these hit hard has been going foul. The pitch, ball 4. It missed down low. Matulik has reached base all 3 times today on a single, an error, and now that walk as he didn't see one cross the plate. And is this the time?
Well, Carter Sakamoto up. Some might say that he's due, and some others might say that his family is here. He's in a big situation to come up big for the Corndogs. No better time than now, Andrew.
Well, if you're a fan of Major League Baseball, Tom Bialik is playing the Baby Shark song, I believe, and that was really the song of the Nationals World Series run in 2019. I'm trying to think of the player who it was. I think it was Geraldo Parra. He was come up as a pinch hitter. His son picked the song for him, and it was popular.
Okay.
If you remember 3 years down the road, Noel, which I hope you sure can, because that's the year after I graduated.
You know,
so I don't want you to make me feeling too old.
I definitely do remember this.
That was when the Nationals were a wild card team and won the World Series, playing some really tough teams, and they made some great comebacks. Can the Corndogs make a comeback here? Sakamoto at the dish, the pitch. He takes it, and it's another ball.
Great take there by Sakamoto.
It is. As Ostrowski has now thrown 5 straight to the Corndogs. He's been tagged 3 times from Schultz, Loden, and Poplava. Unfortunately for Schultz, it was a line out to left. But other than that, the Corndogs have gotten the hits and a walk to Matulik at first. Sakamoto hits one off the end of the bat on the outside pitch, 1-1. It was a foul ball. And you would like to see Sakamoto get on base. As Noel, you made a great point. You don't need to play the hero here. You still have some outs to play with, but it would be great to still get some runs across the board and cut it even closer and make the Oilmen take some deeper breaths going late in the game.
Yeah, you can't keep leaving guys on bases. It's too valuable, especially this late in the game.
Sakamoto likes to put the bat right in front of him, keep it moving around in circles. The pitch from Ostrowski is in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike as Zarnecki was able to trap it in front of him and make sure that the Corndogs don't move runners up a base and eliminate any chance of turning a double play. The corner's playing back. Middle infielders pinching in towards second base just in case Sakamoto hits one in their direction and they can try to turn a double play and get out of this threat. But Sakamoto, he's trying to deliver with his family in attendance tonight. Here comes a pitch from Ostrowski. Ball 3. It's outside. And one more ball from Ostrowski might be a day for him. He's at 83 pitches now, and that's the thing about this league. With it being a summer collegiate league, you don't want to injure any players because they still have to go to their college teams by the fall. And some pitchers will take some time off before then and play fall ball against their teammates just to see like where they're at after the summer collegiate season. But on deck is Jake Tomitz. 3-1. Here it comes. And ball 4, it missed upstairs. The bases are loaded for the Corndogs. Put another Corndog into the fryer.
Well, and I absolutely love that there from Sakamoto. The temptation to swing, especially at that pitch, which was pretty borderline, as we're seeing a pitching change here.
As Noel said, the Oilmen are going to go to the bullpen, and we'll get you the name and stats of the new hurler for the Oilmen after we take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Share it. And make sure you get more Corndogs fans under this broadcast, as they need you right now, as they have the bases loaded with 1 out, down 4 runs. You're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Every pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697. And for the Oilmen, they go to Logan Struts right here in this situation, where he has a 1-0 record and a 4.05 ERA through 4 appearances, where he's pitched 6 2/3 innings, where he struck out 7, struck out 11, walked 7, and allowed 5 hits. His last appearance came back on June 15th against the American Giants, where he did get the win after going an inning and 2/3, allowed no runs, no hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 3 in the Oilmen's 7-6 walk-off win. So he must have pitched the 9th inning for the Oilmen. And now here comes Jake Tomitz. Tomitz is 0-for-2 with a pop-out to short and a strikeout. It was the last strikeout that would go to Jake Ostrowski, who will leave today's ball game going 5 1/3 innings, striking out 6, allowing 6 hits. And as of right now, he's only allowed the 1 earned run. But if the Corndogs score a couple more, that would go towards his line score. Tomitz watches the first pitch miss out, 1-0. So Struts, the right-hander, will now get himself into a bit of a situation here, as he has inherited all 3 runners. It's Poplava at third, Matulik at second, and Sakamoto at first. 1-0. Tomitz lifts one into center field. Coming in is Baker. Baker won't get there. It dropped in, but they were able to psych out the runner at second. They're going to get him out at third base. A run scores, as it was a base hit from Jake Tomitz. And they threw out the runner at third base, as it was Zabig that psyched out Matulik, who thought he was going to catch the ball. Give an RBI to Tomitz, and it's 5-2. But that's a smart play by Zabig. He put the glove up and held up Matulik, and it dropped in the shallow center field, and then Baker fired it in and got the out at third.
Yeah, you can't be mad at Matulik there.
Inside, 1-0. You can't.
Because from that angle, it's falling into a Bermuda Triangle like that. And a lot of times we do see it fall, but you don't want to be that guy where if it doesn't, you just automatically end the inning right there for the Corndogs.
1-0 Small. It's down the middle for a strike. Small trying to recalibrate against this new pitcher, and he took that one all the way. And unfortunately for Thomas, that goes down as a fielder's choice because they threw him out at third base, but it should have been a hit, but it was, again, a smart play by the Oilmen to get a second out. Pitch. It's a strike called. 1-2 now to Colin Small, who has picked up 5 hits in his last 2 games. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He needs to try and get his way on base and set up Curiel, who's on deck. Curiel is 3 for 3. Right now, Small represents the tying run. The pitch, it's in the dirt, but swung on and missed. Small is going to first base. The throw is in time. But the Corndogs pick up 2 runs on a couple of hits and just 1 error from the Oilmen. They go to the 7th with a score now. Corndogs 2 and the Oilmen leading it by 3 runs. You're watching Corndogs Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Top of the 7th, Corndogs down by 3 runs as the Oilmen approach the plate with the bottom of the order. Due up is Horniman, Curcio, and Anderson. And due up this inning for the Corndogs is Noel Ferry on the play-by-play.
Thanks, Andrew. And here's a reminder that attorney David Gladish represents clients that have cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, auto accidents, medical malpractice, and more. Visit dgladishlaw.com to learn more. Mark Torr on the mound. He delivers his first to Horniman. That's up high, ball 1. Also, we all can see the Corndogs out there in those stunning white uniforms. And here's a reminder that Macron is the official jersey partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Work hard, play harder. That one catches, strike 1 called on Horniman. I have to say I'm a huge fan of these white uniforms. It's not something that we've seen in the league yet. Most teams, they only have 1 uniform, and it's pretty simple. That one's up over the head of Sakamoto for ball 2. Oilmen usually going with the gray pants and the yellow jerseys. I believe the Chicago American Giants have the navy. They might be the red jerseys, if I can remember correctly. I know the Southland Vikings rock the red, and the Joliet Generals have their green. And the Panthers, we've only played them once. It's hard to remember exactly what they were wearing, but you'd think with only 6 teams in this league, I could remember all the uniforms. The 2-1. That one's down in the dirt, ball 3. And now that your team has gotten something going, a lot falls on the shoulders of Torr to just keep it at 3 runs. You've already gained some ground. You don't want to give it back up. Hitter-friendly count, 3-1. That one's fouled straight back. In terms of the amount of pitchers today, the Oilmen have that advantage with only 2 so far. Corndogs have gone to 3. And Torr has it a little bit more under control. That one's fouled straight back once again. It's one thing if you are giving up hits, and that's where the opposing team is getting their runs from. But when it comes to all these wild pitches and everything, as ball 4 called, it's just frustrating. It's very frustrating. And there's another free base for the Oilmen, bringing up Dom Curcio. Curcio 0 for 1 on the day. He's at a hit by pitch and a walk. Here comes his first. It's up high. Throw over to first to Loden. Not in time. It's a good attempt by Sakamoto. Tor keeping an eye over at first. Catches right side of the strike zone for strike 1. Horniman over at first, taking a sizable lead. Haven't seen any throws over to first from Tor yet. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Foul ball off to the left. That one moved pretty quickly. I missed that. Strike regardless. 1-2. Corndogs looking for a potential double play here to keep the momentum in their favor. Throw over to first. Andrew mentioned a bit earlier, are we going to see the cardiac Corndogs make an appearance once again? And I sure hope so, but then again, I sure hope not, because I don't know if my heart can take it. Here comes the 1-2. Inside. Ball 2. We had, I believe it was 3 straight home games where Corndogs had come from behind victories. And it was just so exciting. 2-2. Fouled off to the left. That'll go out of play. Once again, a statistic that Andrew and I compiled was the Corndogs scored 23 of 26 runs in a certain game stretch after the 5th inning, and that's been the case here tonight. Only runs scored coming in the 6th, not able to do anything early on and find a rhythm against the starting pitcher for the Oilmen. 2-2, up high, full count. And this is a huge pitch here. You do not want to give up another free base as you're approaching the top of the rotation for the Oilmen. Payoff. That one's hit into right. There goes Hayden Matulik, who makes the play once again. And that's a double play for the Corndogs. Matulik coming up huge for the Corndogs in their first appearance. Another Superman play there, and I think that that nickname might just have to stick. And Horniman did not see it coming.
Yeah, I'll go down as a 9-3 double play, as I guess the Corndogs have signed the California Superman in Hayden Matulik. He came over from San Jose, and he has made 3 diving plays. Just incredible. And maybe that's the momentum the Corndogs need. It's just seeing their guy put the body on the line in his first game as a Corndog, as the first pitch is a foul ball. I was even giving a few bows to Matulik out in right field. I just never seen a player quite like that in this league or in any of the games I've broadcasted. 0-1 down in the dirt as it almost got Nick Anderson there. So 9-3 double play. And now we'll get back to Noel Ferry, who's able to figure out the point streak again.
Yes, the double play on point streak is a little bit hard to deal with sometimes, but we're back. Nick Anderson up 1-1, 2 outs, and that was huge for the momentum. Matulik, as that one's down in the dirt for ball 2. I saw, as the players were coming up into the press box today, unfamiliar face, and I've gotten to know these players quite well throughout the season, and especially what they look like, as I have to know as I'm looking out over the field. And seeing a new face kind of threw me off guard. Big swing and a miss from Anderson, 2-2. And it turned out to be Hayden Matulik. And we didn't get any word that we were getting any new players, but it's always welcome, especially when they're delivering for the Corndogs in huge ways. And for some of the other players, it's not an unfamiliar face, as he's another PNW guy. 2-2. Anderson thought about that one. That one just misses bottom left corner, full count. Tor could end this inning right here. The Corndogs could pick up where they left off. The wind up. Here comes the payoff. Popped up into left. Back goes Tomets. And he gets the out for the Corndogs after the intense double play. That was much needed. Corndogs get their third. They head to the bottom of the seventh and look to keep this comeback alive. Welcome back to Legacy Fields. We've got something cooking here. 5-2 Oilmen on top of the Corndogs. Here's a reminder that Misprint is the official printing partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We specialize in delivering the highest quality signs in printing on time and within budget. Big or small, we do it all. Visit misprintindiana.com to learn more about our services. Also, Off Square Brewing, the official brewing partner of the Lake County Corndogs. At Off Square Brewing, we strive to be just that, off square. We think and brew outside the box. Also, Plumbers Local 210 is a proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. We strive to provide and maintain education of apprentices and upgrading of journeymen in the plumbing industry. You see a pitching change here. Tyler Pricing coming in for the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. And a reminder that every pitching change is brought to you by IBEW Local 697, proud partner of the Lake County Corndogs. Cal Curiel, top of the rotation, coming up to bat for the Corndogs. He is 3 for 3 today. And they need him now more than ever, down 3 runs. Bottom of the 7th, look to get something cooking here. Here comes the first. That's down too low. Good breaking ball, but a better take by Curiel. Curiel hasn't seen too much action over at third today. That one's outside and out of the glove of Zarnecki. 2-0. Curiel had that great backhanded play earlier where the throw over to Doug Loden was just too high, and if it had just been a little bit lower, it would have been definitely a highlight play. The 2-0 catches inside of the strike zone for strike one.
Well, with Correal coming up to the plate right now, this might be the Corndogs' best chance to keep cutting at that lead. Correal 3 for 3. And if you want to keep cutting to the lead, you need to get these leadoff base runners on.
That one almost hits Curiel up 3-1, and we've got a hitter-friendly count. 3-1.
With your Curiel, you're looking for your pitch here. If it's not there and it's a strike, you got to live with it.
3-1. Inside once again, same spot. It's a good pitch by Pricing.
You see how they're approaching them now. They keep going outside, and now they're going inside. So if I'm Curiel right now, I'm well aware of the inside pitch.
The payoff. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
And Curiel flips his bat up in frustration. An uncharacteristic strikeout swinging from Cal Curiel.
It was just a really nasty breaking ball. When you have situations like that, you just got to tip your cap and head back to the dugout because Pricing got the late movement on that slider and got the swing and the miss.
Well, and Pricing immediately coming in and getting what he wants. Usually it takes these pitchers a couple at bats to really get into their rhythm, but Pricing is dealing early. Ferry takes strike one, caught the outside of the strike zone.
Got to get traffic on the base pass right now.
Still down 3 runs, looking to manufacture a comeback. The 0-1 fouled straight back off the catcher and ump. There's a good play by Poplava to go grab that ball. Jake Ferry, 0 for 3 on the day, looking to get something going. That one's way outside, ball 1. And today, Ferry's been having some more passive at-bats. We've seen him strike out looking one time. The strikeouts have been an issue recently. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Tyler Pricing. That sure is a momentum killer. Now we've got 2 outs. Tyler Schultz up, and you can't help but feel like potentially this at-bat is wasted with 2 outs here to get this comeback going. But the Corndogs have shown that they're a team that can score with 2 outs on the board, especially with Doug Loden coming up behind Tyler Schultz. Here comes his first. Catch is inside, strike 1. And Pricing is getting everything he wants right now. 0-1 to Schultz. That one's just high. 1-1. Schultz also 0 for 3 on the day. The hits have been pretty scattered throughout the entire rotation. We're missing 2 of the usual guys who are usually up there. That one's popped up by Schultz. And Pricing is looking to grab it, but it's actually going to be, and it's dropped by Anderson. Went right over his head, and Schultz will be safe at first. And that's a infield single by Schultz.
Yeah, it's not going to look pretty, but it goes as a base hit in the box score, a line drive somewhere. And once Schultz hit that ball in the air, I immediately thought, that's high enough for one of these players to lose it in the lights. We've seen it numerous times where the fielder lost the ball and had to take a guess. And Anderson, it looked like he was taking a guess and overplayed it, moved in too far and couldn't make that play. But Doug Loden put a great swing on the ball last time. Can he put another one right here?
They need it now more than ever. It was a tough spot for Anderson to be put in. First one to Doug, up too high, and outside for ball 1. As Pricing was running over, and the responsibility was handed off to Anderson pretty late as the ball was already making its way down. It was just over his head. So we see Andrew putting the rally cap on. I'm not sure exactly what to call our mascot here. The 1-0. Just outside, and that's a great take by Loden there.
Well, I'm curious now. Can we put it like a name the mascot contest?
We already did a name the team contest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Corndogs won, but now they have to vote for what would the Corndog mascot be. That's a good one. There were some names thrown around up here before the game today because of this, I guess, statue.
2-0. Strike 1 called, caught bottom right corner.
I heard Charlie, Cornelius. Yeah, somehow Cornelius made its way in there. What was the other ones that we said? Corny, the corn dog.
Some of them can't really
Charlie?
be repeated.
Was one of them
Okay.
Charlie?
Charlie, that's a good name. Chuck. I think
Chuck.
Chuck is a very baseball-sounding
corn dog.
name. 2-1. Outside, and that's another great take by Loden. That breaking ball was just outside of that top right corner.
Maybe we'll nickname him Cardiac.
Cardiac. That's a great name, but I feel like if people don't really know exactly what goes on here at Legacy Field, they might be a little bit concerned.
Yeah, if Cardiac is the name of the mascot.
3-1. Big swing and a miss, and there it was for Loden. He was looking to put that one over center field. And he definitely had the green light on that one. Now we are going to see him take a bit more of a reserved approach. And we're going to see Schultz take off no matter what on this pitch. 3-2. Runners will go. Here comes the payoff. Fouled off. That's a good battle by Doug.
Yeah, that's a great swing right there by Doug Loden. He's sitting on the fastball and waiting on the breaking ball. And right there, he stopped himself and was able just to get the barrel on it because he was fooled. And with 2 strikes, you don't want to see it go by. You're okay with staying alive and seeing another one. Because if Loden can crush one into right field like he did last time with the way Baker's playing him and Schultz is on the move, the Corndogs would get a run.
Schultz is a speedy guy, and it's a great take by Loden because Pricing has been collecting those strikes on that right outside side and corners. Most likely would have been a strike there. Check swing, and Loden makes his way to first on a walk. Great take there, and Loden watched that one come all the way down, but he knew that was going down too low.
That's a really disciplined at-bat from Doug Loden because he took the big cut on 3-1, knowing it was his count. He can do wherever he wants. If he hit it, it probably would have went 400 feet over the right field wall. But after the 2 strikes, he took a tough pitch on the outside, fouling it off, and took one in the dirt. I love the approach, and I love when Doug Loden doesn't overcomplicate things.
First pitch to Puplava just misses him. And that's way inside for ball 1.
I thought
tying run is at home plate right now.
Thought maybe that was going to get enough of a jersey to get that tying run on base.
Yeah. 1-0. Schultz taking a big lead at second. Time called.
Veteran move.
Very enthusiastic time calls called today by Dado. Haven't really seen anything like that so far.
Oh, Dado is an animate umpire. I think that's a good way to describe him, especially on his strike calls. He does the stabby motion.
The karate chop.
The karate chop. Yeah, I guess that one's a little bit less violent.
1-0. Checked swing. And he does not go on that one. Should be 2-0. And it is. Another great checked swing by Puplava.
Puplava's got to look for his pitch here. He may get it.
2-0. Way inside, and strike 1 called. Top right corner, and that's about as far out inside of the strike zone as you can get. 2-1. That was a huge payoff from Pricing. 2-1. Up high, ball 3. And that if I'm being completely honest, that pitch looks almost identical to the one thrown before.
It's in relatively the same area from our viewpoint. But Puplava 3-1, this is his count. Kind of like what Doug Loden did. Puplava has power. Haven't seen him hit for power yet. It might be a good time to do it here.
Definitely have the green light. 3-1. And that is ball 4. Bases loaded for the Corndogs.
And here comes Superman himself.
Hayden Matulik. You have a huge opportunity here. Made some great plays in the outfield. You're 1 for 2.
Looks like there's going to be a mound visit.
A mound visit here for the Oilmen. As Pricing loaded up the bases here with 2 outs. Only need to grab one more quick out to get out of this one unscathed. But not before you have to answer to Hayden Matulik. I wish I had more to say about him, but he's, pretty new. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
From what I was able to salvage off of PNW's baseball page without going deep into the stats, he did bat .325 on the season for the Pride. I think half an hour down the road from where we're sitting, made the drive numerous times from exactly where we're at to pick up some of our headsets before going to call the game with Kevin Malater in Hammond, Indiana. and he's going to be playing for the Corndogs for the rest of the year. I believe he told me he was going to play for the Joliet Generals to be with their manager, Silva, but I don't think he's with them now, so now he's going to come play for the Corndogs. And there's his walk-up song. Perfect.
There's Superman, Hayden Matulik. And that's, quite the nickname to be bestowed upon you. Superman is relatively invincible as far as I know. The first pitch, down low for Matulik. It's a good take.
Got to be patient. Just have to be patient now.
Note, have to play hero ball here, as a walk does score you a much-needed run. 1-0. Pricing has been struggling to find the strike zone. Not there, though. Strike one called. It's a good pitch. It's right down the middle. And I don't blame Matulik there, as if you want to collect the easy balls and get on base easily, that's how you have to do it. But now it becomes a little bit more complicated. 1-1. And a breaking ball that drops right into the strike zone. 1-2. And Matulik watched that one. He probably wishes he could get that back.
Yeah, late movement there, but now you have to be aware of the inside fastball and the outside slider. You just got to be short to the baseball, and hopefully one misses down the middle.
Huge pitch. 1-2. And that one's hit into the infield. This might be unplayable. Matulik makes his way. And they get him out. And that ends the Corndogs' hopes of getting anything going here in the bottom of the seventh. They retire Matulik on a bang-bang play at first. And I will send it back over to Andrew Mild once we head to the top of the eighth. Corndogs still down 5-2.
It's the top of the eighth. Corndogs down 3 runs, getting late into the game. Might be another night for the Cardiac Corndogs to show up as Andrew Mile with Noel Ferry. And we thank you, the listeners, our MVPs thus far, for tuning in and watching tonight's ball game between the Corndogs and the Oilmen. And we thank Purdue Federal Credit Union, who is proud to be a part of the Crown Point community and support organizations like the Corndogs. At Purdue Federal, we take pride in being your financial partner through all of life's big events. You can visit us just down the road at 113th and Broadway, or always online at PurdueFed.com. Purdue Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for life. That's PurdueFed.com. And the University of Chicago is proud to be the exclusive medical provider of your Lake County Corndogs. U Chicago Medicine is a leading community of physicians, researchers, and game changers that make a difference in your life. U Chicago Medicine at the forefront. And one more ad read to go through is the pitching change, and every pitching change is brought to you by, we'll have the pause for the pitch, and it's a strike, IBEW Local 697. No, they are a proud partner of the
Lake County Corndogs. They sure are.
They sure are, with all these pitching changes on both sides. Mathias threw a strike to start off the at-bat to Baker. And here comes Mathias. Down in the dirt, 1-1. As Mathias pitched that heartbreaking game against the Oilmen, where they lost on the hit from Ostrowski, as he hit one just beyond the tip of Donovan Noble to win the game and give the Oilmen 2 straight walkouts against the Corndogs. Call it strike, 1-2. That was a final score of 6-5 And that was the first time Mathias has allowed a single earned run this season. As he was 1 out away from winning the game for the Corndogs and be able to pick up a win against the Oilmen on the road, but they're trailing right here by 3 runs. Mathias, I believe he played yesterday as a hitter. He did. He batted third, played first base. The hold up by Baker. He was able to keep the bat there, and they can't check to Andy Pappas due to Andy Pappas being at first base and Baker being a left-handed hitter. So Pappas wouldn't have a great view of that. Usually it's the umpire that can see where the bat went, so you have to be an umpire at third base. The count is even at 2. Mathias pitches, and it's called strike 3. Wow. Slide piece on the outside corner. Baker can't believe it. He heads back to the dugout, and there's the first out for Brett Mathias on a beautifully pitched ball.
Well, Mathias has the dangerous slider as it comes all the way from inside to outside on the bottom right corner, and that's just really hard to see and swing at. And even if you do swing at it, you're most likely the barrel's coming up short.
For Mathias, he was the Times Player of the Year a few years ago. The pitch is right down the middle for a strike. Nothing when there's Zarnecki. It was actually last season. He was with Hanover Central. Took him all the way to the state championship game, where he started at Victory Field, the home of the Indianapolis Indians, a AAA team for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The pitch is outside, 1-1. And he's now at PNW as a two-way player. And it's interesting to note that he won the Times Player of the Year last year. And there's someone else that is related to a former Times Player of the Year. That would be Frank Plezak, 2-1's now the count, whose brother Zach won the Times Player of the Year. I want to say that was maybe 2012 or 2013. 2-1. That's inside. Zarnecki backs off the plate, 3-1. 1 out, 5-2 is the score. And they were doing an interview on MLB Network and asked Zach, like, what was the one more proud moments of your career? Pitch is swung on and fouled off, 3-2. And he said probably winning the Player of the Year from the region I was from, because there's been a lot of good ball players that have come out of Lake County, Porter County, the region, what makes up of it. And he's right. I don't know if anyone's checked out high school baseball, but it's been fun. Foul off again. We'll do 3-2. Just uber competitive up here. I'd say that baseball might be the most popular sport in this area. You could argue basketball since it's Indiana. And then football. High school football is really big up here too.
Definitely is pretty big. It's just hard when you attended Munster High School to be a football fan.
Yeah, that's true. Payoff pitch. And a good take there from Zarnecki. He works his way on base. It's the second time he's reached base. He had a sac fly back in the second inning.
Number 37, Jack.
Yeah, but I know that with Munster, the baseball team's normally really good. As you've already seen a couple of Munster alum pitch tonight in Sham and Bevel. I believe Bevel went to Munster.
No, Bevel's
LC.
Yes.
Well, that's the rivalry.
We see Thomas
in left field, yes. That's why I got confused. I think it was a game in the past where Sham started, then Thomas came in relief. Here's the pitch. Called first strike on the outside corner. To Zabig, who is 0 for 3 on the night with a strikeout, ground out, and a line out to left. He's also reached base on a walk back in the first. Lefty on lefty. Mathias works on the third base side. He drops in the slider a little low, 1-1.
Munster was led by for so many years by beloved Coach Schinken, who unfortunately passed away in these past couple years, and that was a huge hit to the Munster community.
Pitch from Mathias is dropped by Sakamoto, who's outside, 2-1. Yeah, I've always known that with Munster High School, they always produce really good ball players, and I believe there was one that went going to IU when they got drafted. I can't think of who it was because it's been a long time since I read the name or heard of him since he got drafted out of IU Bloomington. Called strike 2. Mathias places it on the outer portion of the plate.
I believe it was Craig Deedlow.
Yes. I actually got to meet him at IU before he got drafted at one of the camps they hold down there, as he knew that I was from Crown Point, wearing my Crown Point hat that day. As the region stands strong. 2-2. It's fouled off by Zabig. It was a fastball at the top of the zone, and he was able to get the barrel on it, got a little bit underneath it, and hit it off to the left. today is also National Mascot Day. So congratulations to all the mascots out there. You officially got your own day. Was able to wish happy Mascot Day to Butler Blue the fourth and the check over the first base. Did they get him? They did! Mathies with a gorgeous move. Caught Zarnecki leaning, and after that, it was just elementary, my dear Noel, as Doug Loden caught the ball and applied the tag. Yes, I just went Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, that was a great move by
I thought you were going to say it was a
Mathies.
great English accent. I didn't think it was, but
Well,
I'll
and
take that compliment.
we've extended the streak
Down low, 3-2.
of making Tom Bilik laugh.
Yeah, there we go. 10 straight games at home. Didn't mean it that time. Usually I'll try a little bit harder, but I guess Sherlock Holmes did the trick tonight. 3-2, 2 outs. Payoff pitch from Mathies. Fouled off. Maybe that'll move our camera a little bit more to the left so people can get a better view of what's going on. It's 3-2, 2 outs. 5-2's the score. And Zabig battling against Brett Mathies here, who's up to, I believe that's an 18 up there. 18 pitches this inning. A little bit of an angle. I can't tell if it's an 8 or a 3. We'll go with 8. My eyes aren't getting that bad yet. Another payoff pitch that's on his way. And it's hit into center field. Ferry moving in. He's tracking it. And he's able to extend the arm, catch the ball, and end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th with the Corndogs down 3. Share this game. Do whatever you can to get the Corndogs some good luck, as they need it right now as they are trailing late. You're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network.
Don't forget.
Bottom of the 8th, Corndogs down by 3 runs. And the Oilmen are going to dip into their bullpen once more in this ball game. And they're going to turn to number 32, Cameron Nohos. Nohos has a 0-1 record and a 7.87 ERA, where he has appeared in 3 games. 2 of them are starts, where he has pitched 8 innings flat, 6 strikeouts, 9 walks, and 9 hits against him. And his last appearance was against the Corndogs, where he went 2 innings, allowed 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, and no strikeouts, as he faced 10 hitters over 2 innings. Opposing batting average against him this year is at 300. Sakamoto will lead it off against Nohos. In the 3-run game, it's always big to get the leadoff runner on base. Nohos with a blue glove. May have to check where he goes to school, probably getting a good idea. Here's the pitch, and that's going to hit Sakamoto on the first pitch. It ran up and in, and then it hit the catcher Zarnecki. We hope that Zarnecki is okay.
Zarnecki takes off his gear, and he's slumped. That one definitely hurt.
I think that baseball might have caught him where the sun doesn't shine because it was a hit by pitch off of the arm of Sakamoto. So you know that the baseball wasn't coming in at a high velocity. But I don't want to go too deep into it, Noel.
No,
but
I mean, there's
honestly,
honestly,
I think a lot of the viewers understand what's happening.
Yes, there's really nothing you can do but
No.
just take the knee
No.
and wear it out.
Yeah, and you might have to ice after the game. I'll suggest that to him.
Yes.
So after the conversation after the hit by pitch and then Zarnecki getting hit, Jake Thomas will come up. Thomas in his last at bat had a fielder's choice, but what happened is he hit a single and it's a big faked out Matulik, and that runs up and in. And did that get Thomas? It didn't. And because of the ball getting away from Zarnecki, Sakamoto moves up to second base as it just seems like No-Hos has no control right now.
Well, if I'm being honest there, Andrew, there was a sound from that pitch that was created. You could hear it. Either that was off of the helmet of Thomas or his bat. Either case, this is not the situation that it should be right now. I'm not sure what that sound was then that I heard.
It's just one of those situations, if you're a fan, you're like, hit him in the helmet. If you're on the other team, it's hit him in the bat.
Yes.
For the umpire, it didn't hit anything.
Didn't hit anything.
1-0. 1-0, runner on second. Corndogs down 3. The tying run is on deck in the form of Colin Small as of right now. If Thomas can get on base, there's a good chance Small may lay down a bunt. Here's the pitch from No-Hos. He throws it down in the dirt. The throw down the third base. He gets past the third baseman down the line. Sakamoto's going to head home. Here comes a throw from Hodges. He'll just hold on to it, and the Corndogs score a run. It's a 2-run game after an E2 on Zarnecki as Sakamoto goes around the bases. A ball being put in play. It's 5-3 now, and a 2-0 count to Thomas.
That one is one of those rare situations where, you know, Thomas is standing at the plate and just watching his base runner go all around. He didn't have to do anything. Hasn't even swung yet.
If I'm Thomas, it's a red light right now.
Oh,
2-0.
100%.
You can't be attacking pitches and getting yourself out here, especially that No-Hos has thrown 3 pitches and none of them have been close to the strike zone. The 2-0, that's upstairs, 3-0. And now you know that red light is just as red as that scoreboard out in right field. Jake Thomas is 0 for 3, but he has an RBI. 1 ball away from getting on base. Here's the pitch. It's inside, ball 4. The tying run will come up to the plate in the form of Colin Small. 5 pitches from No-Hos, and it's 1 hit by pitch and 4 wide ones, and the Corndogs are cooking. And here comes manager Adam Enright to talk to his pitcher, trying to calm him down now.
It's hard to tell exactly what the plan will be here with Thomas at first. I'm not 100% sure how much speed Thomas has. From what I saw from him in left field, he looks like a pretty speedy guy. But, you know, to send him here with Small at the plate, you know, to potentially, if he's on second, then lay down the bunt, try to get him over to third, that could potentially be a move, but I'm not sure that Heisman knows enough about Thomas. And we see a pitching change here already.
Yeah, 2 batters into the inning, and No-Hos exits stage left. So he's out of the game, and we'll take a break with the tie and run at the plate in the form of Colin Small. When we come back, we'll do it one more time. Another pitching change. We'll have the name and stats of the new hurler for the Oilmen. Don't go anywhere. Whatever you guys are doing, it seems to be working. Keep sharing it. Get more viewers onto the page. And you're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. Now pitching, it's number 16, Nick Hayden. 0-0 record and a 5.68 ERA where he's pitched in 5 games, walked 6, allowed 10 hits, had 4 strikeouts, and he made 2 appearances against the Corndogs in that 3-game set on the 28th and the 29th. Where he pitched an inning and 2/3 combined, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. And he comes up with the Corndogs having the tying run at the plate in Colin Small. Thomas over at first. Got to be careful. He may check up on him. The pitch runs inside. Small backs out of the way. So that's a quick day for Cameron Nohos. He pitched just the 2 batters. So on our innings pitch, it'll go as 0.0 plus because it means he pitched. And that's inside for a strike. He's been consistent there all night. So Colin Small is taking it, and he's evened out at 1-1. But no hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. And his line source got complete because Thomas at first would charge to him. There's a bunt in front of home plate, and they're going to say what it hit him when he was coming out of the box. They're calling that a foul ball. Okay. So they're calling it a foul ball because it hit Small on the way out of the box. And if you're in the box and the ball hits you, it's a foul ball. If he bunted it fair and he stepped out of the box and kicked it, then it would have been an out. So that's why we had a little bit of hesitation, just making sure that it was what he was calling, what we interpreted it as a foul ball. But the count's 1-2, so the chances of Small bunting are slim. But Correal's over on deck. Thomas is at first. 1-2. They're going to check over on Thomas after the failed bunt attempt, and he's in there safely. Nick Hayden is going to try and keep this at a 2-run game, but the Corndogs have been trying to grab some momentum as they scored 2 runs in the 6th and 1 here in the 8th. They've cut the lead to 2, and Small drives one to the left. Hodges going to his left. He's camped underneath it. He makes the play. Small hit the ball hard, just got underneath it the slightest bit. Hodges has been playing a really good left field tonight, and there's the first out. And here we go, Noel, top of the order, Cal Curiel, 3 for 4.
Now's the perfect time for Cal, the cardiac kid, Curiel, 3 for 4. Obviously shown that he's seeing the ball well tonight. And you'd love for Thomas to be in scoring position here, but regardless, cardiac kid is going to do what he does.
We'd love to have 2 runners in scoring position. Pitch to Curiel is a strike. It was right down the middle, right at the letters of Cal Curiel, wearing the new white uniforms tonight. Let's see if those white uniforms have any luck in them. So that means I think the Corndogs are going to wear white at home and blue on the road from now on. Long pause and a look over at first base. Thomas slides in safely, getting that white uniform all dirty. Count is still 0-1 to Curiel, the Crown Point native. He attended Crown Point High School and graduated. Just finished his freshman year at Grace College. He's been playing with Grace tonight with the 3 hits. Can he pick up a 4-hit game? Pitch. Called strike 2. It was on that outside corner. Just planted by Hayden. Zarnecki didn't really have to present it as he knew that one was going to be painted. 0-2. Curiel has been able to hit with 2 strikes a few times. Zarnecki lines out on the outside. A pitch. Called strike 3. Right at the knees. Curiel just didn't seem very comfortable on that at bat. There's now 2 outs and the first strikeout for Hayden. The runner's still over at first base. And Jake Ferry, who's 0 for 4, he's due, will come up. He's now the tying run. And if Ferry gets a hit here, it's going to be interesting how the Corndogs are going to play it with Tyler Schultz on deck. But if the Corndogs don't score, it's going to set up a dramatic 9th inning. Hayden, he's set after getting the sign. Zarnecki outside, and the throw over the first base one more time, just keeping Thomas close. 5-3 is the score. Corndogs down 2 runs on the shorter end of the stick, as they've not lost at home just yet. Their arch rivals trying to beat them. Pitch. Lift in the air, left field. It seems to be playable for Hodges, who's moving in. He's there, and he makes the out. Will the Corndogs score a run to make it a 2-run game? And we head to the 9th. You're watching Corndogs Baseball on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. 8 innings have come and gone, Noel. And once again, Corndogs, Oilmen, close game. It's just elementary at this point. Angel Wild, Noel Ferry in the booth. Thank you for watching. And not going to knock on wood, so I'm confident in saying it. We have not had any technical difficulties tonight, so that's always good news for us and the fans. So that means they can stay in and watch and not have to worry about bouncing to 6 or 7 different feeds. And hopefully, we're not the only ones that have good luck, as the Corndogs are down by 2 runs heading into this final scheduled frame. And Mathias fires to Hodges, and Hodges takes it for a strike. Hodges made 2 good plays in the bottom of the 8th inning to end the inning. He also made a great play earlier in the game to rob Tyler Schultz of extra bases. It's off the end of the bat into left field. Tomitz moving in. Tomitz dives, and he can't make the play on that one. Tomitz will throw this one in. It was good hustle by Tomitz all the way around, as he was almost able to rob Hodges of a hit. And Hodges is 3 for 4 on the day. Have a day for Jason Hodges. A single, a double, and another single. As if you remember, his other single in this game was from that controversial play out in left where Heisman and the home plate umpire, Kevin Dado, argued that Tomitz had caught the ball. Dado was saying otherwise, that he didn't, and it went down as a hit for Hodges. Good cut there for Marshall. He missed 0-1. Marshall on this day is 2 for 2. He's reached base all 4 times. 2 singles in the first and the third, and then 2 walks in the 5th and the 6th. Mathias is set at the belt. Works on the third base side. He fires the 0-1, and the slider paints the outside corner. 0-2. Baseball took a right turn, got its way onto the shoulder of the interstate, and it's called strike 2. That one I did not practice. That one was just made up on the spot. 0-2. Here it comes. And fouled off the glove of Sakamoto. Sakamoto almost had it in the glove, but Marshall was able to spoil it off. Count remains 0-2. Well, if the Corndogs can get out of this top of the 9th without any runs scored, they're due up with the heart of their order. Schultz, Loden, and Poplava, who all have hits tonight. Loden's hit was a double in the 6th, and he's been seeing the ball relatively well tonight. But the Corndogs need to keep it at a 2-run game. Pitch, and it's up and in. Marshall backed off the plate. It's 2-2. Corndogs will have tomorrow off, the first time in a stretch of days. It was originally scheduled for 13 days, but because of weather, they had the Tuesday game rained out against the Panthers, and it changed into 12-12. Called strike 3. Beautiful breaking ball. That thing just rode in and a sharp turn back into the strike zone. It's a strikeout looking, the second for Brett Mathias. And no, I don't know if you've ever heard this term, but that's called a lefty-on-lefty crime.
Oh, I've heard of it, and we just witnessed it here.
Arrest that man then on the mound, Brett Mathias. Usually a security guard in the ballpark. Just got to be careful that Mathias doesn't get taken to baseball jail for that strikeout. Here's a pitch from Mathias. It's the strike, inside corner. Dado's been fairly friendly on that right side of the strike zone for a pitcher. So our left for the viewing folks at home, has he been calling that all game long? And if I'm Brett Mathias, I'm going to live there with the slider and the fastball. Maybe try to get a jam shot. Maybe get a rollover and get a double play. 0-1, and he's late. Cosenza was blown by the fastball. Nothing in 2. Might be a good time for a back foot slider. That slider has been doing wonders for Mathias tonight. Mathias is at the belt. Pitch. It's up and in. Ooh, watch out. Cosenza backed out of the way as that baseball was too close for comfort. And with Top Gun Maverick coming out, we can call that a buzz of the tower, as that's what got Tom Cruise in trouble in the 1986. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty. Brett Mathias. That's his 3rd strikeout. I guess we can call him Miraculous Mathias. And there's 2 outs. Colin Horniman will come up. He's 0 for 3 tonight with an E6 where he scored a strikeout swinging, a line out the 2nd, and then the walk in the 7th. Mathias fires the first pitch, and he missed 1-0. So So the Corndogs will then play on Sunday against the Generals.
It's funny you should say that, Andrew, about Top Gun. I actually watched the first Top Gun movie for the first time last night.
But not Sandlot.
And I knew I shouldn't have said anything.
Foul ball to the right, 1-1. Now you've gotten yourself in the Corndog house.
Not my choice. Not my choice.
Oh, okay.
The girlfriend's
Okay,
choice.
see how he's blaming it, folks, at home? He is pointing the blame to someone else that I can't get in trouble because she's not here and not my broadcasting partner. 1-1 runner on the move is Hodges. They look like a hit and run there. We'll do 1-2 as the Oilmen try to manufacture a play as Horniman tried to go the opposite way, but he was late still, 1-2. If you text her right now and ask her if she's seen the Sandlot, she will be here Sunday, and you will get to stay at home.
Oh, no. Unfortunately, she did attend one of these games and told me that it was kind of boring.
The pitch fouled straight back, and now she's really in trouble. We'll do 1-2 again.
But that absolutely says nothing about what we have here at Legacy Field and the talent on field. That's just simply not appreciating baseball.
Not appreciating baseball. You may get yourself in trouble, Noel. You got to be careful.
She's not listening.
She's not listening. Well, I could always record this part of the broadcast and send it off somewhere to a certain someone. Maybe have Sam, who runs the social media, post it and tag her. Count is 1-2. Here comes Math Eyes. It's another foul ball, a battle from Horniman. As he keeps fouling off some of these tough pitches. We'll do 1-2 again. Math Eyes up to 35 pitches. The Oilmen appear as though they're going to keep Nick Hayden in the game as their bullpen is relatively quiet at the moment. 1-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. Math Eyes, long pause, the pitch, runner on the move. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Math Eyes in this inning. 4 on the game, and here we go. Corndogs have 3 outs. They're down 2. You're watching the Corndogs on the Corndogs Broadcasting Network. It's the bottom of the 9th. That's the 4 most famous words in baseball. Game 7 is also pretty good, too. That's 2 words. But that's the 4 most famous words in baseball. And the Corndogs have their heart of the order coming up against Nick Hayden. Hayden trying to lock up the save. Corndogs trying to make a comeback here. It's Schultz, Loden, and Poplava. Schultz has a hit on the night. He also lined out. First pitch is just high, 1-0. Wonder if manager Justin Heisman may have given the team a red light here. Just waiting to see a strike from Hayden. Hayden gets his sign from his battery mate Zarnecki, and a swing and a miss. Apparently he did not get the red light. 1-1. It was an inside fastball as Hayden gets some good arm side run on his 2-seamer, and he has a loopy type of curveball slider combination. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs, just getting this bottom of the 9th started. The pitch, down in the dirt, 2-1. Good take from Schultz. The Corndogs have just 1 walk-off win on the year. It was the 4-3 win over South Lane when they were down 3-0. Tied it in the bottom of the 8th, and then scored on a walk-off walk on a pitch that missed inside to Roman Kuntz on 3-2 and 1 out. Can the Corndogs capture that magic again? These home fans sure hope so. Pitch. It's drive to left field, and it hugs the line. It'll drop in. Hodges races and cuts it off towards the wall. Schultz is moving to second base. The throw's off lines, and leadoff double for the Corndogs. Here we go. Tyler Schultz saw another inside pitch. He was waiting on it. He turned on it, hit it down the line. He's now sitting on second base, so that means the tying run is going to be at the plate with Doug Loden. Poplava's on deck.
Here it is. Doug Loden, power hitter, home run leader of the Northern League at the plate. Now it's as good a time as ever.
That wind is slightly blowing out to right field. Old Glory, the Indiana State flag, the Crown Point community flag just slightly blowing in the breeze down the right field line. That trifecta. The Corndogs are chasing 2 runs. Loden does have that 2 home run game against the American Giants on Sunday. Can he close out this week with that type of magic? The pitch. It's down low, ball 1. And, of course, if Doug Loden gets on base, the winning run would be coming up to the plate. And here we go. Gray hairs forming. Heartbeat increasing. Pumping, yeah. The pitch. Loden hits one onto the left. It's given a good look by Cosenza, and it's out of play. Breaths are getting deeper.
Yeah, any contact made by Loden there is going to be a held breath here in the stadium. And up here in the press boxes, I definitely held my breath on that one.
I'm going to check my pulse between pitches here. And I know I'm not trained, but I'm assuming it's getting pretty high right now. Heart rate going up, blood pressure starting to boil a little bit. Corndogs down 2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Woof. Bunch of oohs and ahs from Corndog fans as Loden now checked his hand. He's going to adjust the batting gloves. He's behind 1 and 2. Early in this game, he had a nice long AB against Pricing, where he worked a walk. 5-3 Oilmen lead. Doug Loden closed off his stance. Here's the pitch. Loden swings and misses. He got blown by the fastball. There's a strikeout for Hayden, a big one to say the least. There's 1 out. Here comes Poplava.
Loden saw 2 straight fastballs there that he could not catch up to. And good pitches to swing at like that, but he just did not anticipate the speed there.
He just seemed to be sitting on a breaking ball instead of a fastball, and that's why he was late. And it was a perfect pitch on the outside corner. Poplava watches the first pitch drop low for a ball. It was the slider. It was just below the knees of Poplava, 1-0. Poplava in this game is 1 for 3. He had an RBI single, and then he scored. The pitch. Poplava back up the middle for a base hit. Tyler Schultz is going to hold up at third base. The tying run is on base. Poplava goes right back up the middle. We're happy to have him back. He's been swinging a hot bat since he's returned. And now Hayden Matulik, who has earned the name Superman, will come up in a big spot. Woo!
Runners on first and third. And that was a great stop sign there from Heisman, as that was a well-played ball by Chris Baker. And we know he's got a cannon back there. It would have been really close at the plate.
Well, now even the legs are starting to race a little bit. It's like we're running a marathon up here. Both my legs are going. Noel's left is going. Here's the pitch to Matulik. Matulik airs one into right field. Curcio moving towards the line. He's positioned underneath it. He makes the play. He guns it home. Schultz is heading home. He slides in. He's safe. Run scores, but as of right now, it's a one-run game as Matulik gets a sacrifice fly. Schultz will score the run, and Poplava remains over at first base. The tying run is over at second base. Now Sakamoto will come up, and can he deliver? Every play is now do or die. Poplava's got good speed. Hayden is 1 out away from winning the game. Sakamoto's 1 home run away from winning the game. Sakamoto's put some good swings today. Here's the pitch. Sakamoto hits a chopper. Left side charging Cosenza. Cosenza fires over the first, and the Oilmen are going to win the game by a final score of 5-4 as Sakamoto is unhappy with himself after he launches his helmet. And the Corndogs lose a tough one by a final score of 5-4. It's the first time they have lost at home as a franchise. They move to 9-1, and then on the season they go to 13-6. The Oilmen are back at 500 at 9-9. And Noel, it wasn't the result we were looking for but it was a fun one to say the least.
Definitely. I mean, Sakamoto is one bobble away there from being a hero tonight at Legacy Fields. That's just the way the game goes.
You're not going to win every game, and it was a long stretch of games, and I have to say that I'm proud of these Corndogs for battling through the heat that they had to deal with, the travel. They went all across the Northern League, it felt like, this last couple of weeks, and it doesn't get the result they want. But if you're playing the way they did today to start it off and you only lose by 1 run, that's something you could take away from this game tonight.
No, definitely. And everybody came up when they needed to. Everybody delivered in some way today. Even Sakamoto, you can see how frustrated he is out there. He had a tough day behind the plate today, but he was able to corral a lot of tough pitches. Everybody delivered today for the Corndogs.
We're going to give the Macron Player of the Game to Cal Curiel, who on the game went 3 for 4 with a double and 2 singles. Our University of Chicago Play of the Game, it's pretty easy who's going to get that one. It was the right fielder, Hayden Matulik's 9-3 double play to rob Dom Curcio of a hit. He made 3 of them. You could choose from all of them, but for me, that was my favorite by far. And with that, we're going to wrap it up here from Legacy Field as the Corndogs drop this one by 1 run. And we will see you again on Sunday as the Corndogs host the Joliet Generals as they try to get back on the winning board, try to win their 14th game this season. And, again, just not the result they look for. And we hope to see you on Sunday, and hopefully the Corndogs can take their day off tomorrow, enjoy it, and come back Sunday and pick up a W. For Noel Ferry, I'm Andrew Mild. Thank you for watching today's broadcast, and we'll see you on Sunday as the Corndogs try to get back on the board. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.